Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to what I am calling the Small Council, where tonight we will be discussing all things Game of Thrones. So, this is your spoiler warning for anyone that's not caught up on the show. You have been warned. I am your humble host, Cynical Lindsay, and tonight, joining me as always for my entertainment related panel, my lovely co-host Kattegat,
Hey guys, what's up?
and then I've also got Irate Prostate
Food fight!
and Fandom Saint.
Hey everyone, the fellow Cersei lover and defender.
Oh, you and Sir Adamantine,
Oh.
man. He's a big Cersei fan too.
Cersei didn't do nothing.
Didn't do nothing.
Didn't do nothing.
Well, there's like one
Nothing.
thing
She's
she
a good
did I
girl.
just can't defend, and that's like the whole lady situation. You know, I can't say I agree with that and like talk to like animal lovers and they can be like, oh wait, you condone animal killing? And it's like, okay. It's just
You know
one
what,
thing I
Keith?
can't defend.
I keep going back to that the Valonqar. I mean the woman that tastes her blood and gives her
Maggie the
her
Frog.
future. Yeah. Whenever I'm thinking of what's going on with her, man, I don't know, man. It's a good device.
Okay,
Pretty much just gave birth to a character.
Mhm.
Okay, so it's like I obviously titled the stream The Battle of Winterfell pregame because, as if anybody has been living under a rock this past week, we are about to how do I put it? There's a big event coming up on Sunday. And yep, it's I'm excited and I'm absolutely scared at the same time. I've been prepping my stomach muscles because I'm just waiting for that inevitable gut punch. I don't know
Oh,
about
boy.
you guys.
Oh yeah, I'm ready. I'm face it head on. Got it. I'm gonna be clenching like my jaw and my fist, just like, oh, just get it over, and like show it. Like, he's
Oh,
gonna
no.
die. He's gonna go.
I'm just like, man, I've been prepping my stomach muscles because I just know there's going to be a barrage of gut punches that are just going to be coming our way.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm
I would have it no
expecting
other.
like, because I just so finished watching Endgame and just like watching how they did their final battle, how it got like emotional. I'm just like, yo, if this third episode, this Battle of Winterfell doesn't top that, it'll be disappointing. So at this point, after what they did for episode 2, I'm just waiting for them just to kill off Brienne. Just how they just did and finish her character arc. They just have to like kill off so they can really just be a gut puncher for us.
So I see we got a couple people in the chat. So welcome, Alan Vanderson. And we've got a new person, Analysis of Thrones. Welcome, welcome. And I see there's a lot of eggplant emojis in the chat, you filthy degenerates.
Keep it PG, guys. Come on. No,
We're supposed to be family friendly. Remember, this is YouTube. Like that's no
Yeah.
matter. I'm not monetized. I haven't met the special guidelines, but
Oh, awesome. So we can do whatever and say whatever.
no shit, right? Yeah, it's like this is gonna be R-rated. Who gives a fuck?
I'm like, it's like, okay, more than 5 people are watching me. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I remember when nobody was, I had no subs and shit. And,
Yeah.
And I still have no subs, really, when people are like talking like, well, I got 10K and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, whoa.
I know it's kind of funny. I hear all these people are like, I only have like 10,000 subs. I'm like, shit,
Only
I know.
10,000. It's like,
subs,
I'll peel off 0.5% of that shit. Give it to me.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I thought I would get everyone's overall opinions on what they are thinking about the final season so far.
I think it's been an excellent setup.
Yeah.
They've reminded us who the characters are. They got us invested in that shit again. Okay.
Mhm.
And so it's a perfect setup for people to start dying.
Yeah.
The machinations politically, going on between Daenerys and Sansa. That shit's going to be put on hold, but it's definitely tension there, man.
Oh
Yeah.
man, that scene was crazy.
I agree.
Yeah,
where it was just like, okay, so it seems like Sansa and Dany are on good terms, and then when Sansa brings up what about the North, bitch?
What about us, Danny? Like,
To her, you better bend the knee or you burn.
yeah.
Bad Bad is like, I came in to give a thumbs up and say hi. I'm in a pub, so I cannot hear what's going on.
Oh, Ginger Man Bad.
I guess I'll have to shout into the microphone.
Cheers, Ginger Man.
Cheers.
I know, right? It's Friday night.
Yeah,
drunk.
but I think really
I think Kattegat's committed to this shit, man.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Getting drunk.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to be perfectly honest here. I was not particularly a big fan of season 7, but season 8 is certainly, I definitely say, is a bit of an improvement. But man, I don't understand why they cut the episode countdown. It really should be 10, but.
Well, I think what they were going to make was, one long season, right?
Right.
And then they said, no, hold on, we're HBO. We can't do that. We've got to split them and get 2 years out of it, so we get twice the money in merchandising and shit.
Mm-hmm. I heard that, and I heard there was supposed to be 7 seasons, but then D&D wanted one more season, so they decided, okay, can we cut it in half, and can we get more money? So there's sure. Yeah. Of course, if HBO wants to prolong and get more money, why not?
That series is money, man. I mean, shit.
Yeah.
The spinoff is going to be pretty good, I think, or actually do good. I don't think it may not be as good as it does. I'll put it that way.
Not the same level as Game of Thrones, but still good.
Yeah.
Well,
go ahead, Kattegat.
Oh no, I was saying, H Irate say this show will probably be maybe the first and last hit show for HBO. I mean, when we're talking about globally, I think this is the show. I mean, each episode costs about $1 million something, and you can see it. You can see it in the CGI. You can see it in the costume. You can see it everything. It's HBO is spending money or investing money
high class
very
shit.
well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Exactly. And when in the Emmys and the BAFTAs and all these fucking award shows, they get it back. And this, I mean, HBO will probably be I think GOAT will be first and only a great show for HBO. I don't think they're going to do it with The Watchmen or Chernobyl.
I don't know about that stuff, but I think this is probably one of the best cast shows I've ever seen.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, if anybody's getting spotlighted here, it's the casting, whoever hired whoever did the hiring, because they were excellent. It was good stuff. Perfect. Yeah. I mean, when I think of Ramsey Bolton, that was a part. I mean, that dude, I hated him. So.
Oh God, but
and Joffrey too, that actor, and it's sad you can't see him act anymore. But just that alone, it was just excellent.
Oh. That guy he actually had to quit acting because people actually really were they really believed it was him, like Joffrey. And it's no, he did it so well. I mean, I fucking hated Joffrey. When he was choking, I was like, good. Die, fucker. They didn't do
that was the most satisfying death.
Yeah.
It was.
They didn't do it in the book, because in the book, he rips his throat off. He just gushing and with his own nails just ripping his throat. I was damn. But they did a good job. I'm no complaints. I understand maybe budget and all that shit, but fuck. The way Joffrey went, damn, that was awesome. Nice. That was so good. And the actor, kudos to him. It sucks that he had to quit acting because people were, hating him on just talking shit. I'm dude, he's just an actor. Let it go.
When that happens.
I do.
Yeah.
It's they really don't deserve. It's why is it so hard for people to distinguish the difference between an actor, the actual person, and the character that they're portraying? It's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. Kind of a spoiler, but it's kind of like the 100 series where they kill off the character of Lincoln, and like people will go on Twitter and just bash the actor when it's like, dude, it's just a character he plays.
Exactly,
And to this
yeah.
day,
Yeah.
you would still like see tweets like that. I'm just like, really?
Ricky Whittle,
Yeah.
still, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Same
He's a
thing with
great actor.
McDermott, or no, Josh McDermott, the Eugene, your guy. He had to close his Instagram page or Twitter because he was getting fucking shit on from the fans. So yeah, some people take it way too fucking seriously.
No
Too
shit, man.
seriously.
On that. But before we get off topic, it's like let's get to what we love here, and that is Game of Thrones. Because to heck with the Walking Dead, right?
It has to
We're
happen. It
talking
bleeds
about
into
something
everything.
of quality here. And this past season it's been pretty quality. I mean, yes, I do wish that it was 10 episodes because I tell you what, I would have loved to have seen that conversation between Bran and Tyrion about Bran telling his story about the Night King, because I honestly don't think that anyone truly understands, with the exception of Jon and Sam, just how much in danger they really are.
Right. I agree.
So, because I mean, what they managed to capture a white last season, and then they unleashed it in front of everyone, and it's like I still don't think like I don't think they fully can comprehend just how big of a threat they're dealing with.
Oh yeah.
I want to see some fucking ice spiders. God damn it.
We better.
I
we
do. I
didn't
really
see
do.
no ghosts. We don't see elephants. We better get at least one
Nymeria?
giant ice spider.
And her fucking wolf pack. I want to see that. Do you think? I keep thinking maybe this is the fan in me that in the middle of the battle,
I think it'll be a
Nymeria comes
payoff,
in.
man. Yeah, man. I think that
They're gonna die though. They're gonna die.
exactly.
Aw.
We're gonna see
Just
them.
like Arya. I think Arya's
it's
going to
like-
fight it in the crypt,
Yeah, well, it's like
and then,
thinking of the wolf,
resurrect.
Ghost and Nymeria are the only ones left. I mean,
Left?
oh
Yeah.
god, I just thought, can you imagine if Summer was turned into a white along with Hodor? Oh Jesus Christ!
Because you expect if they have like giants on their side, they probably have like undead direwolves. If like they were that far beyond the wall, so it could be possible.
Well, and it just made me think. It's like you're talking what 100,000 whites, and I don't think that's including the giants that they have. Because it's like, what do they have? One, I think it's one or two, or was it more?
Mm-hmm.
I think there's like 4 or 5 of them, man. I think there's a shitload. Yeah,
so we have it panned out. You saw like multiple, so it's like,
oh yeah.
And then on top of that, the Night King has Viserion now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh fuck yeah, do that. Yeah,
That's
that
pretty
blue flame
formidable.
burns.
Yeah, dude. Oh, I was just saying it's a formidable, opposing force they have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and it just
and even though like Dany has like 2 dragons at the same time, they literally have a weapon that can just like one shot a dragon. So they have to like really be careful like when they're gonna actually send those dragons out.
Right.
Well, and then also if
Friendly
you think
fire.
about it, I mean the dragons probably don't have that much range, or at least certainly not enough to take out 100,000 whites. So yeah, this upcoming episode is going to be one hell of a doozy, and God, I'm just thinking about all those people that had shining moments in the previous episode. Oh my god, I'm going to be such a hot mess this Sunday.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Are they prepping Sansa to get killed? I was thinking about
I
the two.
doubt they kill Sansa.
Well, no, the living fucking direwolves. Maybe it's Arya and Jon are the ones that end up at the end.
Yeah, but doesn't Arya have more people on her list, on her kill list? I mean,
Yeah,
Cersei.
Well, she's taken some out ever since she found out like Gendry is still alive.
Yeah.
And Ilan Payne, because of the actor and he's like ill, they pretty much just like ran him out the show. So
Didn't you have Beric also on the list?
Yeah, and she said
she took him off. She told him she took him off. Remember?
I like you.
Oh, I was going to say, I wonder if she took the Hound off the list, but then of course, they had that back and forth, unless if she was kind of joking.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, I think it seems like he's off.
That's
probably would have just killed him. I would say she would have killed him dead in there, but again, like what Brand said, we need like Brandon and John, like, yo, we need bodies for this war.
I think she's gonna kill him when it's like look into my eyes, you piece of shit. You know, if she kills him, it'll be like that. You know, something real up close and personal. But then again, there's the Battle of the Hound and the Mountain. That's Clegane Bowl.
The Clegane Bowl.
Yeah.
That's how I know the
Over
Hound
under.
ain't dying this episode.
Yeah, that's why part of me thinks that the Hound is probably safe this round because they're saving him for his fight with his brother because it's inevitable.
Yeah.
It has to happen.
I like the character, man. I really like the Hound.
Oh, I do too.
Yeah.
Then I hear like people say that if he does end up dying, if anything, like Barrack will like bring him back with the kiss of life because he said like the Hound had a part to play.
Yeah.
So if he ends up like dying, he might just says, you know what, I live my life, try to like at least bring you back, whatever.
Yeah, and then of course, where the hell is Melisandre?
I didn't know you felt that way. I'm sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say, where the hell is Melisandre? I mean, surely it's kind of her destiny to be a part of this event.
Yeah.
So
The battle, I'm not sure about that part. But
Like,
no,
look readers-
oh shit! Oh, she's the little girl.
Don't do it.
What girl?
The
The
girl
girl
with the
that was
skull on
in
her face for Davos.
You think that's
doing
her?
that because of Shireen? Yes.
Yeah, that's like the tinfoil.
Oh,
like,
that's a good
thing that they
theory.
have.
You like that?
Hey,
That'd be a
man.
low blow
You like
if he
that,
did
don't you?
that, though. That'd be a
That's
serious
some
low
Alex
blow.
Jones shit right there.
That's right, baby. Please to mention that. I love the Game of Thrones. You know, it's all about my family, actually. Blah blah blah.
I will kill everyone in this room for some chicken.
I want a fucking chicken. Give me your fucking
Turn the
chicken.
dragons gay. That's a good theory though.
I love how Azazel, I think that's how you say his name.
Mhm.
Azazel Bane. I'm
Azazel,
sorry if I butchered
yeah.
your name, but it's like he says, "I'm just watching to ship Tormund and the big woman."
Aw,
game.
That had
they're both gonna die, Azazel. Stop it. Quit being romantic.
Remember that scene last year where he said, we've been kissed by fire. He's got such a really funny, flamboyant. It's just like, it's over the top in a great way, man. It's just like I was saying, man. Once again, casting. Whoever found that fucker and said,
yeah.
"You're hired, man, money. Give them people money."
Mhm.
Jesus.
And I have a feeling that he's probably. Oh God, I'm just. I don't even want to think about it because I'm thinking he's probably going to be on the kill list too. Like, between actually both him and Brienne. Because Brienne got a pretty pivotal moment in the previous episode. So, oh God, and that man, I'm not gonna lie, man, that scene had me tearing up when she got the knighthood, or when she got knighted by Jaime. I was just like, I was sitting there with like my hands flapping, and I'm like, I'm not going to cry, damn it.
Well, there's a Joan of Arc parallel there, and I wonder if she'll die a virgin.
Yeah.
Who? Brienne?
Brienne. Yeah.
Oh no. Wait, no. I don't.
She
I don't
won't
think
die
she's gonna die.
Well,
No, I don't.
She's kind of on the front
Dude,
line.
they have put her on the fuck. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
They set her on the tee, and all you got to do is swing.
Then you have Jamie, who's not like a good fighter. It's like if he's like near close to death, she's gonna come out of nowhere and try to save him and maybe sacrifice herself.
Yeah.
Right. Then they named the fucking episode "A Night of the Seven Kingdoms."
Yeah.
So that's just saying, yeah, we're gonna kill her. God damn it, watch.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be a hot mess because Brienne honestly is one of my
favorite character too, man. She's gonna be, she'll be all Klimt and shit.
If you did not get a little teary eyed over her getting knighted, then you have no soul. If you ask me.
I agree.
Because man,
That was a good moment.
That was such
emotionally powerful. Yes,
that was such an amazing moment. Yeah, we got a lot of happy moments.
What's the feminazi winter party?
I don't know.
Where? Oh,
Yeah, Jason
feminazi
Larson.
winter party. I don't know.
I see you, man. I see you.
I thought that was normal, so I didn't say anything.
Sometimes chats can be like funny as hell.
I know, right?
Oh hell yeah, yeah.
Well, it's like
That's
I
so
think
fast.
I think all of us know each other from the Ranting Monkey chat, don't we? Somewhere or another, or connected via
Well,
that.
I know Kattegat and Fandom from Phil the Issues guy.
Phil.
Mhm.
Yeah. So who's a great channel, by the way. He does some amazing podcasts. So
And so you're the pivot.
yeah.
Yeah. So because you do Lords of the Night occasionally too.
Yeah. Yeah.
I see. I see.
Do you guys? I have a question to all of you guys. Do you guys think they're gonna end the Night War or the fight with the Night King by this Sunday night? Like that's it. They're gonna finish them all this Sunday night, or think it's gonna
So you're
stretch to King's Landing?
So you're asking what Phil was asking in his, like, if they're gonna.
Because I keep reading that in the comment section from a lot of YouTubers, and like a theory, like, oh, I think Sunday night's gonna be like that's it. That's it for the Night King, like that. And then Cersei and
If
her
that happens, they have to kill like all the dragons off. They have to at least kill like Jon, Dany, or Arya, or even Sansa at this point. Like a main character literally has to die, or just to the point where Cersei is like an actual threat. Because you actually have a dragon there, easily a dragon is leading just like wipe out the Golden Company, if anything. And if they had the ballistas, it's like the ballistas really didn't do that much. Like they stopped Drogon just from flying, but the moment Dany took it out, it was like it was still going.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you. So basically, yeah, because I was thinking about, because Joe said the same thing in the, what was it? It was episode 1 or episode 2 recap, or no, it was episode 1. I think. Where he said that he thinks that, or he told Phil that he thinks that that the Night King is going to be defeated in episode 3, and I'm like, dude, are you?
Oh, no, that was second one, because I remember saying that if the Night King loses, I would dare like super chat at $30 to you, Joe.
But
it had to been too.
That's so underwhelming though, because they've been setting this up since the very beginning.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean,
it's like, okay, so all right, he dies at the end of the 3rd episode. That gives you 4 episodes to, all right, go to war with Cersei and then wrap up, right?
Yeah.
So that sounds like 3 episodes, and then ending or epilogue, right?
Well, yeah, because it's like, because to my understanding, at least how I was interpreting it, is that this show has been building up to this moment, not the battle with Cersei, but the battle against the Night King and the White Walkers, because they pose the real threat to Westeros. Because at this point, it's like, it's not about the Iron Throne, it's about saving our lives,
saving humanity. Because I think was it Bran said that he wants darkness? I'm sorry, what?
True.
Well, and somebody, I remember seeing an interview with George Martin, where somebody from the audience asked him if the weather was something planetary. If it were, he said, no, it's magic. Right. And so what the fuck does that mean? Right. If the Night King gets killed, are the long days and nights like going to reset?
That's a good question.
Are they going to have seasons? Right.
Oh, yeah.
Is George done with his book, or is he still writing?
He's still writing.
That's a good question.
Jesus.
To my understanding, he hasn't even finished The Winds of Winter yet.
Oh my god, no wonder.
I thought he would like finish that off, and he's still writing like Dream of Spring. That's my guess. So it just seems like HBO just flashed him a whole set of money to be like, yeah, you're not dropping anything until like we're done.
Well, and I've seen a lot of fans of the book say that the quality of the show has just not been up to par since they deviated from the source material, which they've had no choice to. But
yeah,
I mean, personally, I've still been enjoying the show. Yeah,
I'm very happy with it.
I was disappointed. I will admit I was disappointed with season 7, but I think Phil the Issues guy said it perfectly, that I'm with him in that I'll take Game of Thrones, like even at its worst, Game of Thrones is still better than pretty much anything that's on television at this point.
Agree. Yeah.
Sure.
Because with how they did like season 7 and 8, it should have been again just like one season.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like with like the Hobbit trilogy, where it should have been like one movie, but they just split it into 3. Or maybe it should have been like 2 movies, and they split it into 3. Same thing like how they did like with Harry Potter, and they like split it like Deadly Hallows. That could have really just been like one movie, but they didn't just split it out just to make more money. So yeah.
Greedy fuck.
Interestingly enough, okay, so Functional said something interesting here. He said, the knighting scene was ruined for me and had lesser impact on me personally because, sure, Tormund is like, fuck tradition, which was great, but then they do the traditional knighting. I was confused. Well, I think I guess in defense of that is that maybe they thought, well, yeah, fuck tradition, because, I mean, all of our lives are at stake here. So things are not going to be the same after the Battle of Winterfell, you know.
The body count is going to be amazing.
Oh Jesus, yeah.
The little bear will live.
No, you think?
No, she's dying. Yeah. She turned into a white man, and then Jorah has to like cut her down or something.
That would be.
She has to kill at least 2 whites or something just to justify, like, yeah, she can actually be like some use before becoming a white.
I like her.
I know. It's like when she told Jorah, it's like, fuck that, I'm going out there, and it's like, oh God, you precious child, you.
But love you, cousin. You know. That was cool. She's a cool character.
Because didn't like her mother like die in the?
Yeah, she was fighting the brother, the older brother.
Rob Stark. Not Robert, excuse me, Rob Stark.
Oh, okay.
She was part of.
I think it's kind of like a foreshadowing there that eventually like she too like die in war.
Yeah.
Just like
that's how I saw it. She's at the Red Wedding. Right. Because that's really the only time you see her, and I can't remember her name. Something Mormont, and she is ugly as hell, and kind of girl. You know, she's not supposed to be pretty. Remember when Lyanna says, "You know, I'm not a pretty woman. I don't care. You know, it's not about that shit. It's about getting shit done."
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I would abdicate to a child like that. You know? You got to set on you, man.
Well, I think it was going on to similar subject. Oh shoot, I'm trying to remember his name. Oh, Nicolaj Coster-Waldau, the guy who plays Jaime. I think he's the one that said that that we're probably going to see some familiar characters as whites. And I'm just like, holy shit.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I was like for the trailers and stuff.
Yeah. But
so is he going to say Dorho?
We better see like White Hodor and like going after Bran.
I want
to see like Bran's face. Like, will that actually like wake him up from his like robotic like thing, or will you just have like that plain face like seeing Hodor?
I just wondered this, man. Could Bran warg into one of those dead things?
Oh, I was gonna ask that same question. Yeah, that would be cool if he does, dude. He can control Rhaegal or Regal, whatever.
Well, that's exactly what I was thinking, because I remember I got into a conversation with my husband about this. I'm like, I'm just wondering if Bran could actually warg into a white, because I mean, if he can, then I think that definitely does set up the possibility that he can warg into Viserion.
That would be cool.
Mm-hmm.
Because in the books, the Starks kids can warg into whatever. Like I think in the Arya and Jon will wake up saying like they have a taste of blood, and they thought they were dreaming, but in actuality they were warging into their dire wolves.
Oh wow!
So it's kind of a bummer that they didn't do it for the TV show, because the budget, like dire wolves, and that costs money. But if in the books it says that the Stark kids can warg into any animal, I do think there's going to be a possibility that Bran can warg either into Rhaegal or Viserion 2.0, just to help out in the war and stuff like that. I think hopefully they'll do it, but I don't know.
Like, I'm kind of happy the show didn't do it, and the point where it's like if all the Starks can like warg, it'll kind of make like Bran less special. It's like, you're pretty much just like the rest of them. But since like he's like the only one that can warg, it's like, okay, so he's like needed. he's not like who's the one that couldn't zigzag? Ricard?
Oh yeah, Rick.
Oh
Rick,
yeah.
Yeah, like he was useless. Like he had nothing.
God, poor Rick. press F in the chat for Rickon.
Really.
Rick on
Dick on,
R.I.P.
What was it? Who said the? Oh, Azazel Bane. They wait. What was it? My dick works into Ari.
Gendry sure
A
did.
little thirsty.
Guys, keep it PG. Come on. I'm joking. I don't care. We can go. We can go
I gotta like rewatch the
NC-17.
scene because it seems like Gendry was like the only one smiling, and then Arya was just like, well, looking in the distance. It's like, damn.
No, that sex scene on Gendry and
Yeah.
Arya.
Yeah.
I felt awkward for the whole thing. I didn't like. It's not because of the age thing. No, it's just to me. And I was telling my boyfriend that like because Arya and Gendry. Remember when they were held prisoners or some shit like that? I always thought Gendry looked at her like a little sister, and she looked at him as like an older brother, kind of. And they had each other. Never once did I thought they're gonna hook up or they're gonna develop, a relationship or some shit like that. I just
See,
so Sunday night when they hooked up, I was like, I don't like it. This is gross. I felt like a pervert. Just I don't know why. It's just like this is wrong.
Well, and it's like it was the polar opposite with me. I will admit. Well, okay, so half of me was like, yeah, because I shipped Arya and Gendry. I mean, back when he told her something like, "Oh, you wouldn't be," what was it? You wouldn't be my family. I can't exactly remember how he said it, but in the end he said you'd be my lady, and I'm just like, oh my god, my heart is swelling here, so like obviously a part of me was like, oh my god, they're actually hooking up, but then the other part of me is like, oh my god, this is so awkward. It feels like I'm watching my daughter lose her virginity, because I mean we've been watching Arya literally grow up in front of our eyes for the past 8 years or so.
Yeah.
That scene, man, it kind of fucking creeped me out, man. I'll be honest. It was like, man, it's all right. Here's the deal. I'm older and I know this shit. And shaved woman parts looks like it freaks me out, right? And seeing that freaks me out in the same kind of way. It's like, oh, because my brain says kid, right?
Uh-huh.
Even though we know Arya is not a kid, that she's like a fucking
that's the
she's
thing.
a killer machine.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. Is like I know Macy Williams is not a child anymore, but
exactly.
It feels so awkward. It's like, yeah, I know she's an adult, but it's like I said, we've watched her grow up.
And she's pretty fucking goofy and shit.
Yeah.
I heard that she used a body double for that. It wasn't even her.
That's what I would hope.
I heard the opposite.
Yeah, because she said when she found out she had to do
it.
the scene, she said I have to go work out. So I think.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because that was kind of like Lindsay, where it's like we grew up with this character, so she's kind of like a little sister to me. But at the same time, I was kind of like cheering for her, so it was a bit awkward and like shocking is actually happening. But yeah, but mainly during like a rewatch, like after you hear like Robert says to Ned like, "Oh, I have a son, you have a daughter." At one point, I'm just like, "Wait a minute." It's not really this foreshadowing of like Joffrey and Sansa. It could just be, either Gendry or Arya or Gendry or Sansa.
That's true.
Some type of situation.
Technically, Gendry's a Baratheon. Like, yeah. Oh, and Santovia's in the chat. Hey, Santovia.
Hey, Santovia.
Yeah.
Santovia.
One of a good friend of the channel. But yeah, so okay, so let's get to death predictions. Okay, I will start. I think we can all agree that Grey Worm is a goner in this.
Almost definitely.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't like crystal clear in season 7, the whole sex scene there. Like, oh, you're my weakness. Then they clearly lay it out on this second episode.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna take you this place when all is said and done. When you say that, you pretty much just like sealed your fate that you're dying.
That's
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that is pretty. I don't know. What if it's Miss Sunday? What if it's both?
Oh, if we have it in Sunday instead, that would actually be like a good fake. I was like, wow, like you led us this way, but in reality, it was like the Sunday.
Hey, and that could possibly happen. I mean, we all have our eyes on Grey Worm dying, because I mean, in the trailer, he's on the front line with the Unsullied. So yeah, there's that possibility they could pull a 180 and end up killing off Missandei.
Because I got a feeling, man, that there's knowledge of the crypt and everything below, and I think there's an entrance from outside of Winterfell that can get down into the crypts.
Mm-hmm.
I think like the books mention like they're like tunnels. So
yeah, isn't
like,
that how Bran and what's
Black
her name?
Raven.
Yeah, and them got out.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Well, yeah, because it makes me wonder when it comes to the Night King's powers, like how like does he have a range on where he can resurrect the dead? I mean, like say if he actually got through the gates of Winterfell, would he be able to resurrect the dead in the crypt, or would he actually need to be down in the crypt for that to happen?
That's a good question.
Yeah,
because it's like I've wondered the same thing. It's like, holy shit. Are we gonna see?
Because they always said like how like the crypts are always like special and like the safest place in Winterfell.
yeah.
Right.
So it's like I'm guessing if anything, if Bran would have went into the crypts, and maybe the Night King would have been able to.
Mm-hmm.
But since like Bran immediately was like, yeah, don't put me in the crypts, like put me in the Godswood. It seems like he did that purposely. That's my guess.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean,
If not, then they're all dead in the crypts. Gilly's dead, Baby Sam's dead, Varys is dead.
Yeah, Varys. Oh shit, yeah.
Well, and it's like I've heard a rumor that what's going to occur in episode 3 is probably going to be more shocking than the Red Wedding, and I can see everyone in the crypts getting slaughtered being the big shocker.
That
Dude,
would be crazy.
That would be crazy.
And that's what Varys heard in the flames, that he was going to get ripped to shreds by some type of undead army.
Oh damn.
Well, I'm trying to think who else. Okay, the only people I know that's in the crypt is Varys, Gilly, and Sam Jr.
Mm-hmm.
And Tyrion, according to the trailer, like it seems like he's down there.
Tyrion's down there too.
Well, no, Tyrion. Last time we saw Tyrion was up on the wall.
He could just be heading like down there.
But
because remember, Dany was like, you can't really fight, and you're like, we use it for your brain, so like go to the freaking crypts. Unless he's just gonna undermine her.
He commanded him to go to the crypts.
Yeah. Where would Bran? Is he down there too, or is he gonna go somewhere else?
No, that's
with the tree.
Bran's gonna be at the
tree. Yeah. Okay. The tree, man.
You know,
I just love the memes how they're putting like Theon like against like White Walkers and stuff. It's amazing. It's like of all people to protect Bran, you have Theon. And I don't care if he's a good archer, like against like White Walkers.
He's redeemed himself though, but when he got the sister back, Yara.
Oh, most definitely, yeah.
Yeah. So he's like I think he's gonna die a noble death finally.
Yeah.
So he can like complete that redemption arc properly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So let's see.
Hopefully we get like a one-on-one like talk between like him and Bran, because remember like he just like again he took Winterfell from them and also like staged their deaths.
Yeah.
So it's like hopefully we get like that type of one-on-one like we didn't get.
And I'm just thinking, like, why Theon? Why not send some more people to kind of guard Bran? Why not use one of? Well, I mean, I would say it'd be a good idea to put one of the dragons down there, but then of course they're going to need both dragons to go out there and try to kill as many whites as possible.
You think a dragon could fit down there? You think a dragon could fit down there in the crypts?
No, I'm talking about where Bran is.
Okay.
Tree.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah. Yeah, that would be cool. Just to kind of have one flying in a circle, kind of around Winterfell itself.
Mm-hmm.
So that fight's gonna be at night, right?
Yeah.
It's unfortunate because when you shoot things at night, we're not gonna see clearly like during the day. Like
that's what we saw in the trailer. We saw like fire, so I guess that's why they like purposely like did it so we actually can see what's happening. But yeah, because there's even like when we saw the trailer, like there were some moments where it was like pitch black dark. I'm like, what's happening?
Yeah.
Right.
Like Battle of the Bastards, it was directed by Miguel. I forget his last name, Supowich, something like that. He fucking did a fantastic job.
I
Like
think
fucking
he's the one directing
badass.
this one.
Well, and you said he did Hard
Yeah.
Home too, right?
Yes, he did.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're going to be in for a pretty epic treat.
I think he also did Winds of Winter. I think season 6, episode 10. I'm not sure. I
What
gotta
was
look that
that?
up.
What? Oh, man, it feels like such a long time, right?
That was
I can't
episode
even-
like when like Cersei blew up the crypt.
Oh yeah.
Arya
Oh,
takes
okay, and that
vengeance.
song, yeah. Mm-hmm. She threw that nuclear bomb on the
the
on
wildfire.
church.
You said Miguel,
Yeah.
right?
Blew up the high
Yeah,
seven.
Miguel Supowich.
Yeah, he did.
I
Yeah, he
think.
did like Winds of Winter as well.
Oh, he's a good director. And if you notice, there's David Nutter. He kind of is like a slow.
Oh,
It's more like
yeah.
chill.
Yeah,
It starts to
director
slowly build
Miguel
up, and
Sapochnik.
Miguel
Yeah.
he's gonna come in punching us in the face. It's gonna fucking drag our
Fucking
in the
ridiculous.
mud. It's gonna be awesome.
This dude is so
He's a
ridiculous.
great director.
Yes, he
Yeah.
is, man. He's a blessed. He has got some
Santopia asks, Theon still has PTSD, right? Well, I'm thinking he's probably getting over it because, I mean, if he still had PTSD, I don't think he would have had the courage to save Yara. But then yet again, Euron was not around.
Yeah, I think getting the shit beat out of him was his turning.
Waking up call,
Yeah.
right? Like wake the fuck up,
Mhm.
dude.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, you can't.
That's
be
what I'm hoping Bran doesn't like work into Theon because that can also like trigger something. So
Mhm.
like you better just like stop.
You know, and I've seen people say that that's how they think that Bran's going to go out, is that Bran's going to die, but he may be gone, and like his physical body may be gone, but his spirit will live on in Theon, like he'll warg into Theon. Which, I mean, I suppose
I don't
that's
say
probably
that.
happening.
Never know.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like we don't know what's going to happen. I mean, anything can happen at this point, guys. It's the final season.
Yeah, for all we know, Sir Pounce is gonna show up with his fucking cat army and start. I'm joking. That would be awesome.
He's the prince
No,
that was promised.
I thought it was a Sora hot. No, like you said, we don't know what to expect Sunday night. They might. I think that's what I think. They're gonna pull us. They're gonna pull some shit at the end, and we're like, oh fuck, I didn't see this coming. Like it's gonna be. Oh, I don't know. I can't wait for Sunday night. I'm actually like Lindsay and I were talking before we went online. Like, get ready, get your alcohol, get your Kleenex. It's gonna be sad. It's whatever happens, they're gonna pull some shit underneath us, and Monday morning, as everyone's gonna be talking about it, it's gonna be fucking insanity.
Oh my god, I'm not going to be able to sleep Sunday night, and I'm going to have to be up for work the next day because I'm just like
We should have called out. We should have called out like
episode is going to
advance.
be on my brain, and I'm not going to be able to sleep, and I might get like 2 hours of sleep, and I'm going to go into work a fucking white.
You're going to need a mental health day.
Yeah.
Mm.
And I know that Phil's stream is going to be our therapy session.
Yeah.
Sure.
How long is the episode gonna be on Sunday night? It's gonna be an hour and
It's
something
gonna be the
minutes,
long-
right?
It's supposedly the longest episode of the season. I think
It's like supposed to be like what, 80 minutes?
80 minutes. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
wow! Oh,
Yeah.
Wow!
So it's going to be a big one. It's going to be fucking hard home on steroids.
Yep.
Oh shit!
Like 6
It's
times.
going to be killer, man.
Man,
I'm pumped.
I am too. But like I said, I'm going to need my box of Kleenex. I'm going to need some alcohol. I'm going to need to stock up on some liquor tomorrow. Cause I've told my husband, I'm going to need this shit. Cause I'm probably going to be inconsolable after it's all done with.
The thing that worries me is that you don't even see like the Night's King like at the end of episode 2. So you just see his like generals there. So it's like, is he there? Did he head south? I remember someone typing like he probably went to the Glovers because remember they pulled out.
Yeah.
So if anything, he's trying to like kill them off so he can revive them. So if they think like they're winning, they're just gonna come out of nowhere with another like dead army.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, well, and I've seen a lot of people have said that they think that the Night King is going to pull something. And I'd have to agree. Like, I think Bran probably really underestimates what the Night King is capable of. Because, I mean, he's marked. So the Night King would know. You'd think that he would know that Bran is trying to set up some sort of trap for him.
He does.
Yeah.
Because he keeps, there's this cycle that they implied last episode that this has happened with every three-eyed raven that he comes after him, right?
Yeah.
What also worried me was how Arya was like, "Oh, does dragon fire work?" And he's like, "They never tried it." So it seems like at one point they're going to use dragon fire, and it may not work.
Mm.
Well, I mean, it'll work on the whites, I'm sure, but there's I've seen theories, and that's true. The clips that were shown in some of these theories is that the Night King managed to walk through a ring of fire.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Like, it seems like if the fire kind of moved out the way for him, and it's
he did. I was like, oh, "Excuse me, sir. Please proceed." Like, yeah, it's so fucking awesome. Fucking Night King. Yeah. Oh, dude, the dragon, Viserion. Like,
what do you think about what people are saying that he's like actually a good guy?
The Night King?
Yeah. Have y'all talked about that?
No.
About it? Some people are saying that his purpose is actually good, and it's part of this cycle, and it's supposed to. I don't know. I can't remember exactly what the people were saying, but it was like, okay.
What, like cleanse the world? Because that's basically what he's doing at this point.
Or maybe change places, or pick Bran to be the leader. And then, and as soon as Bran becomes the new Night's King, they'll just leave.
Oh, interesting.
Right? And just turn around and go. So that would be cool, though.
The purging of Westeros, right, by the Night King. That's an interesting theory.
Well,
I hadn't heard that.
Yeah, well, the thing is that, I mean, Bran's got all that knowledge on Westeros. Do you think maybe, as you said, that the Night King wants to somehow absorb Bran or something like that, or get into Bran, like to possess him? Like, are you saying that is a way that he can erase Westeros's history?
I don't know. I think the implication was that he was, but that doesn't make sense that he's long in the tooth, because he looks healthy as hell. He doesn't look old.
Right.
I don't know. This is magic. We're dealing with. We didn't think Melisandre looked old either.
Yeah, I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, dude.
And Fantovia says, "I need Phil stream Sunday. No one at work watches Game of Thrones, so I'm going to need you guys for my mental health." Girl, I totally relate to that. I have no one at work that really talks about Game of Thrones. And I'm like, I'm be sitting there at work like, I need to get this.
I'm just happy like my mom watches it, because I try to get my brother to watch it. He went like 3 episodes in. He says, "What are y'all watching? Pornography?" Then he just stopped watching. I was like, "What?"
What?
It was upsetting.
Yeah, and it's like, nobody in my family really watches either, except for maybe my sister.
Irate. Yeah. I love Irate. I love you, dude. And she's looking hilarious.
I say what's on my mind, man.
Yeah, don't. Hey, keep it PG, right? Fucking.
Yes, ma'am. Language, Captain America.
Oh God, yeah, language. Yeah. So wait, Lindsay. So you said who else is on your guesses of who's gonna die besides Grey Worm and?
I'm gonna say Tormund. I think is definitely on the death list.
Oh, yeah. I like the guy, but I think
Well, it's like how you said. I think that everyone, or at least a good majority of those people that had time in this episode 2, I think are going to die. There's just no doubt about that. So I'm thinking Tormund, Davos, Beric, no doubt is dying, and I'm thinking that Beric is going to die to save. I think I think the Hound is probably going to die, and then Beric is going to basically sacrifice his life to resurrect.
And the 2 brothers will be reanimated dead people.
Oh shit, that's right. I didn't even
The
think
Clegane would be a zombie sword fight.
Yeah.
Mm.
Fuck yeah. Like a whole other level.
I'm gonna have
Yeah.
fan voter for that shit. Like, oh
Man.
man, just to think, like, yeah, 2 zombies like head to head.
Torment, no.
Tormund, no. Ugh.
I feel you, man.
I know. It's like,
Jamie.
I've grown to love Tormund so much. I mean, because I think back to like when he was first introduced on the show, and he was just like this crazy wildling, who was ready to basically kill everyone on the Night's Watch. And then it amazes me, like, seeing his relationship with Jon grow over the years.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's like just the relationship between Jon and Tormund has just been some of my favorite stuff on the show.
Yeah, that whole scene when he comes back from the dead and he says, "I know you're not a god because he wouldn't have a pecker that small." It's funny as shit, man. Crack me up. I love that character. He's very endearing, very very endearing character.
Yeah, a lot of comedical parts from that episode too. Like,
yeah, man. I like getting some laughs in before I get fucking gut punched.
I know.
Give me some giggles.
When they're all, yeah, exactly. When they're all sitting there, and it's like, no. I think when he came into the house and fucking hugs Jon, that scared me. I was like, oh shit, where did that come from? And he just bear hugs him. And then the second thing is like, is the girl here? What was that? What was this like? It's like, is she here? So she
there's a big
like
woman
that, a
still
close up
here.
of his face, like
Yeah.
that was those moments, man. Yeah, but that guy.
He wants a piece of some of that Tarth.
Yeah.
Tang,
Tart.
Tarth.
That's a tongue twister.
Tart. Yeah, try saying that. I'm fast.
It's like,
And then Santovia says, everyone who went on that stupid mission north of the wall should have known Dragonfire doesn't work on the Night King. They all saw him walk through the shit. That's a good
I can see Dany now pissed off that, she lost her kid for nothing. Because even after that entire mission, just to convince Cersei to send down her army, just didn't work.
And speaking of Dany, was anyone else bothered by the scene with her and Jon, where Jon finally admits to her his true heritage? And you would think that she would be ecstatic that, oh my God, there's another Targaryen. There's another one like me. I thought I was the only Targaryen left. But no, it's just like, oh God, another male, or it's like there's a male heir that claims the throne before me. It's like, fuck.
Yeah, she's pissed. Like that was only that her face when he told her, she was like, yeah. So you're the last heir, like you're my aunt. And he's like, whatever, dude. Like, you're the last of the Targaryens. Fuck. There goes my whole fucking triumph missions. Like, that's it. She's done. She's
the true
and that's one
she's
thing
pushed off.
That's one thing that's really been bugging me. I'm like, am I the only one that Dany is kind of getting out of character? Because I remember before, at the beginning, she was all about wanting to free people, break people of their chains.
Madness,
But now
megalomania. I've seen that kind of grow in her.
She's turning into her father. She's like starting to get that max thing.
Like someone in the comments said it kind of made sense. Like, the closer she got to the Iron Throne, kind of like with the whole Lord of the Rings parallel, like the closer they got to Mordor with the ring, it changes her. Because the moment she's touched down on Dragonstone, that's when her character completely changed. Because then it came to a point where she literally started like burning, Rickon and like Sam's father. Because she could just burn Sam's father, we all would have been okay with it. But then you burn Dick off.
Well, isn't that her family like ancestral home? Dragonstone.
Yeah,
I think that's like the first place they touched down when they were conquering. I think Westeros, was it?
That's where all the dragons were born, right? Something like that. It's called Dragonstone. So that was their first home and stuff.
Yeah, it would make sense to be on an island like that. to be honest.
And listen, I kind of feel sorry for Daddy because throughout the whole show, since day one, they thought her and her brother they thought they were the last of the Targaryens. No one knew that there was another Targaryen on the Jon. No one knew that. So they were kind of blowing smoke up her ass as like the more missions she accomplished by freeing Marine and fucking freeing slaves, and she got that ego boost. And it's like, hey, you deserve to be on the throne. You deserve to be there. It's that they took it away from you. You're the last of the Targaryens, and then fucking left. Here comes the curveball. And it's like, you're not the last of the Targaryens. There's another guy, and that's the guy you love. You're done.
You know,
there's on that.
From what I've been able to read, there's a lot of historical mirroring that Martin has done. And there have been wars between siblings.
Mm-hmm.
In the Dance of the Dragons, right?
I see.
Yeah, that was brother and sister going against each other.
See, and I will fully admit that I have not read the books. I've started the first book and I kind of stopped. I guess part of me was kind of like,
I'm the same way. Like I didn't want to start reading it.
Yeah.
And I knew I was gonna criticize it, just like how we are with The Walking Dead. It's
right.
How we're gonna start criticizing it. So I just let me just enjoy the show as it is, and then when it ends, I'll then go.
I feel you. Yes.
Yeah.
I totally agree with that.
And it's like, I guess that's why I said that I don't think I'm nearly as bothered by, because it seems like a lot of the book fans were more turned off. I think it was around season 5 when they started.
Yeah, because that Dorn plot, whatever, and that's when they were getting pissed.
They didn't like the Dorn shit at all.
Yeah, because I've heard the Sand Snakes story is 10 times better in that they're 10 times better in the books
and shorter.
Oh, are they? Oh, I didn't know
they're
that.
brief. Is what also. It's not. They don't take a huge. Like what's her name is still alive. In the keep, right? And she's watched her daughter die. So how's she going to play into this? I think
true, because I don't think Cersei poisoned her.
No, she didn't poison the mom. She wanted her to make sure that she watched her daughter die.
Right.
That was the torture. That was the knife to the gut.
Right.
Just like the fucking that shame bitch, with the mountain raping her, and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Cersei will fuck you up, man.
Yeah, she can.
With but Cersei, beware.
As much as I despise Cersei, I was rooting for her when she did that to what's her name, Ilaria? I can't remember.
From the Dorth people, Ilaria. I think that's her name.
I was fully on Cersei's side on that because I'm just like, okay. Yeah. You can go after Cersei all you want. You can go after the Lannisters that truly wronged you, but don't go after their freaking kids.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
no, Lannister is innocent, and that's that was literally the innocent. It was pretty much Tom and Marcella. They're the normal Lannisters.
Man, that truly pissed me off because Marcella was just this little sweetheart.
Yeah.
And it's and she was just cut down like that over some fucking feud, out of revenge. It's like, if you want revenge, you get it. Yeah. I was definitely on Cersei's side on that.
And Oberyn was his own guy. He wanted, to face the mountain thing.
Mm-hmm.
He was just dumb enough to say, "Who gave the order?" He could have just saved it after killing him.
And I was. And I was liking Oberyn too, but I'm just like, come on, stop getting cocky over here. And then sure enough, he gets his ass beaten he gets his fucking head crushed literally by the mountain. It's like, well, dumbass, maybe you shouldn't have been trying to taunt him and actually just did the fucking final blow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just shove that thing in his brain. Just boom, brain that motherfucker. That's right.
Yeah.
Deactivate him.
You think I don't know. You guys think that Cersei's gonna get her elephants? You think, or is it done? Because I was hoping we were gonna see elephants. I was
You never
like
know, man.
her.
You
Like,
never
where are
know,
my
right?
elephants?
No, it's
Where are
just,
the elephants?
just like,
We're not gonna
yeah,
get 'em.
special curry or fucking Raven, you know. My fucking elephants are the deal's off, motherfucker. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Or maybe Euron got him, you know?
Oh, I'm sure Euron
trying to
would,
woo her still.
well, Euron would do anything he could for that Lannister pussy. So yeah,
Mhm.
if
Yeah.
the queen wants elephants, damn well she's going to get elephants.
That's
In the
another
book,
thing. Like,
you're
I'm sure, like, the Night King is gonna win because they pretty much set up. It was episode 1 that Yor has to like go fight for like the Iron Islands to make sure that in the case that they end up losing, they have a place to go.
Right. You know, and then speaking of the Iron Islands, I didn't really catch it. So where's Yara going?
back to the island, the
Mhm.
Iron Islands,
To win
just
it
in
back
case something
from
happens.
Euron.
Exactly.
All right, did
They
y'all know
know where
that
to fall back.
the islands were pretty much settled by the Andals?
Hmm.
What are
You
you-
ever heard that?
Oh, really?
Yeah, supposedly the descendants of the first men all have darker hair, whereas descendants of the Andals are blonde or usually red haired, right?
Mhm.
Mhm.
And they settled in those islands right there.
Oh,
That
I didn't know
weird,
that.
yeah. I don't know. It's just a weird fact. See, I know stupid shit. I go to the wiki and like follow these rabbit trails, like, you know. So I know this stupid shit about the Targaryen family back like 7
Yeah.
generations. Um, I mean, the lore is so rich, you can get
It
lost in that.
is.
Yes, man.
Yeah, my husband, he checked out the I think it's called Fire and Blood is the latest George R. R. Martin book on the history of the Targaryens, and this book is fat.
Yeah.
And my husband's an avid reader. He can finish a book, like a pretty big book, within like the span of a week. And this book was just so huge. It's like, yeah, he couldn't finish the whole thing. There's just so much information to process.
Dang.
It's like a fucking Bible.
And that's exactly why I've never really tackled the books, because I'm just thinking, because I've heard that there's a whole lot more subplots
Yeah,
in the
there
book,
is.
a lot more
Like,
characters.
there's like dunk and egg thing too.
Yeah.
And it's like there's only so much information that my brain can obtain before I start forgetting things.
Yeah, there's also audiobooks, you know.
That's true.
I've thought about that, to be honest.
Yeah.
But fuck it, you know. I'm
Yeah,
gonna watch the show first.
Right.
Because
Right.
I
And
love it. I like the actors, man. I like the way that the whole thing is unfolded. You know, I can't find any major flaws with it. You know, I can get nitpicky about stupid shit, but other than that, man, I'm fine. You know?
I'm probably going to admit something of an unpopular opinion here. I do agree with you for the most part, Irate, in regards to the actors, but I'm going to admit I'm not a fan of Emilia Clarke. I don't know. Like, I mean, sure, I think Dany's story is somewhat interesting, but compared to all of the other stories that were going on in these past seasons, hers was like my least favorite. And I think a
I
lot.
don't think now liking Emilia Clarke is an unpopular opinion. It's just
Yeah.
a pop. Like, people really don't like her. Even outside of Game of Thrones, like in On Solo, like people
Uh-huh.
didn't even like her in there either.
Yeah, I just don't know. Like, that's why I'm just like, I kind of keep my opinion to myself, because I see a lot of people like Dany, and I'm like, am I the only? It seems like I'm the only one that doesn't really. I don't. At first, I didn't necessarily hate Dany, but well, now I'm just like, I'm fucking done with her. It's like, seriously, that's how you're going to react. It's like there's another Targaryen there, right there. You're the last one. You thought you were the last one this whole entire time. And then here comes Jon, who is of Targaryen blood. It's like, here's someone that you have to rebuild the house. And that's kind of how you react. Like, are you fucking kidding me? It's like, okay, I'm done with you, bitch.
Yeah, it sucks what they're doing to her character. I mean, I like her character. I've liked her from day one, and I mean, she has dragons, dude. It's fat ass. But yeah, I think her power, like anybody, get corrupted by power. You're gonna get greedy. You're gonna get all fucking balls to the walls, badass. Like what's that? Yo, you don't want to follow my lead? I'm gonna burn you down, motherfucker. Like I think that's like Dany. She just got too egotistical, I think, and the writers just they wrote her. I don't know if she's gonna have a change of heart if she sees Jon
I hope
like
so.
on the
I hope
brink
like
of
it's just
death.
doing this
I
just
think
to like
she
psych us
will.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then she's gonna change her. She's gonna have a change of heart. Like, you know, maybe I should fucking dial it down a bit.
Well,
should...
I think that's what's going to happen because, you know, as I've stated before, I'm especially including her in this. I don't think she fully I think she fully underestimates just how bad this threat is. Like, she's going to lose a lot of people. I mean, I can just see that happening where a huge, like, I think it's pretty much safe to say that most, if not all, of the Unsullied are going to perish in this battle. So, and I think that, right, yeah, and I think that her seeing her lose all these men that she's saved, that she's broken their chains, and now they're dead, I think that's going to be a wake-up call for her.
Yeah.
That this is more than just about reclaiming the throne.
Yeah, I think her seeing her, like you said, the Unsullied and the Dothraki and, you know, Jorah,
right,
Grey Worm, all this, but it's gonna affect her and be like, oh, she's gonna fucking dial that. And also Jon. If Jon is on the brink of I don't think he's gonna die, but if assuming that she thinks she's gonna lose him, I think that's what her 11th hour is gonna kick in, and she's like, yeah, I gotta fucking change. I can't go on this fucking rage path that I want the throne so bad. I think her character will have a change of heart. Maybe next episode or maybe later on. I don't know.
I agree. I absolutely agree. Well, and then another thing too, I can't see why she and Jon can't rule together. Because I mean, it's not like before, like where, you know, you have Robert. It's like Robert and Cersei, and Cersei is not exactly an heir to the throne. You know, Robert has direct rule over the throne, but it's like, you know, both Jon and Dany are of the same name. So I can't see why they both can't rule.
Yeah, that would be kind of cool, right? I think Fandom. I think you told me that was like a Disney ending, and like if they both rule together, which I don't mind. You know,
that'll never happen.
Do that, and they still have to like kill like a lot of people. Then I'll accept it.
It'll be worse than the fucking Dexter ending.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
what
don't
was
bring
the
up
Dexter
the
ending?
I've
never seen that show. What happened?
We don't talk about that. Watch like I think.
Oh, really?
Is it was that bad? I think
it was almost as. I know.
Like,
oh my god! It was like getting a brain tumor.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
Yeah.
I haven't watched Dexter. I thought about watching Dexter, but after hearing about how bad it ended,
like you can watch it, but you just watch certain seasons, you know, and you just pretend it ended there.
Yeah.
I never seen the show, so I don't know how it ended. So
right, yeah,
interesting. So everyone dies, right?
not very satisfying. I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
Oh, how many seasons was Dexter on?
7.
Like how many?
I want to say 7.
Oh,
7 or 8.
Yeah, it sounds like about like around that.
Yep.
And that was on what channel? Like CBS, right?
Or no, that was like Showtime.
Yeah.
Oh, was it
the only Showtime series I actually watched? Oh, they had 8 seasons.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was 8 seasons, wasn't it? Yeah.
Do you guys think that when a show goes for so long, like the writers just like it's just so emotionally energy draining, like you just don't know how to end it, like you.
Like
that's what I fear when HBO's show True Blood, where the first few seasons were good, and I think it was near after 5 or so, it just went out of it. It was like, so unsatisfying.
It's like put a gun in my. The last season was really horrible.
Oh my gosh.
This is why I'm so glad that, it does suck that Game of Thrones is ending this year, but honestly, I'm really glad because at least it's going to go out on a high note.
That's right.
Mhm.
Leave you wanting more, man. That's
Yeah.
that's class. That's good art. You know?
Yeah.
Do you guys think that the ending's gonna either piss off, like for example with Lost? I love the ending of Lost. That's one of my favorite TV shows. Like fucking Lost. Some people loved it, and some people hated it. You guys think that for Game of Thrones, it's gonna be like a half thing, or it's gonna be the 3/4 of the fans be like, yeah, I fucking loved it, and maybe 1/4 is gonna be like, meh, that was okay.
The bookie snobs will probably not like it.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. There's no doubt about
Even
that.
though it's supposed to have like the same ending, so it's like they
I don't
take what they
know.
get, I guess.
Mhm.
See, I'm hoping Serene gets the fucking chair. That's what I'm saying. When it's all,
According to George, she is
dead on-
supposed to die, but just not the same way. It seems like Stannis is not going to be like, yeah, burn her. It's going to be like, plus like Melisandre is like doing it behind his back. So it's like, okay.
she'll just like get sick or some shit.
So who do you guys think it could be the shocking or the surprise death? Like we all agree it's gonna be Grey Worm, it's gonna be Jorah, Tormund, Brienne. But who do you guys think it's gonna be like the fuck?
Bran.
Like
I would say Bran. Like
Yeah.
either Bran or Arya. No, Bran.
Yeah, Arya.
Bran or Arya.
Oh, Bran.
I'm thinking Sansa.
They
Man.
can't. Sansa?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because of the fucking direwolves, man. Nymeria and Ghost are the only living direwolves. Arya and Jon.
Oh shit, that's right. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they killed
All
Lady.
the other direwolves are dead except Ghost and Nymeria.
Yeah.
So it could very well be just Jon and Arya that survive.
Oh
that would make sense, wouldn't it? And,
Mhm.
of course, we don't know if the wolves will make it through the battle, especially Nymeria.
Nah, Nymeria is too busy fucking doing something else.
Well, I know the Ghost in the
Ghost
books,
was
they
there.
mentioned like his is like eyes was like the first one of all the direwolves to open. So people be saying that if anything, like he would be like the last direwolf to die.
Yeah. Oh really?
So,
I didn't know that. Okay. That's kind of cool.
Oh, and then Santovia said, I think everyone except Jon, Ed, and Tormund have no clue how bad this is going to be. Oh yeah.
No shit.
That's one thing I'm looking forward to is just seeing everyone, like those that really underestimated the situation that this is going to be.
Like Arya, she was like, I can't wait to see like this new face, and we see in the trailer she's running for her life.
Yeah.
Exactly. And they got what's chasing her blacked out. If you look really closely,
I kind of hope it's Gendry that turns into a white and is chasing her.
Oh, dude.
Wait, after they or
That's right. That's the way we Baratheons do shit.
I don't want Gendry to die though, because he's like the last of the Baratheons. That's why kind of a part of me thinks that he might be safe, but then yet it's like he already gave Arya the weapon that he made for her, and then so he kind of pretty much fulfilled his story arc. But
what weapon was that? Is that like an arrow, or I couldn't even? Is it a sword within?
It's like a spear, because remember when she was like training against the wave, she had like that stick. So I guess it's like I'm bringing that back.
Well, I think that's the type of weapon that she used when she was training to be one of the Faceless.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it looked like the tip could come off, like it's a spear, and then you can pop the tip off and like use it like a knife and use the stick, right?
Yeah. So I'm thinking then that is like both ends made with dragon glass, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's what I would say.
They're trying to do like some type of Darth Maul situation there.
Oh god. That's gonna be so badass.
Yeah. It's gonna be fun.
And another thing I was thinking of is that it makes me wonder if there's the possibility that going back, I think Arya might be safe because I have a feeling that one, she's going to fulfill more kills on her list. And then secondly, a part of me is thinking that she's probably going to use maybe one of the whites or like at least one of the White Walkers. like maybe kill one of them and use their face.
That'll be interesting if she can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all just thinking like, yeah, like no.
She's got
Wait,
the
anything
dagger.
could happen Sunday.
Yeah, she's got the dagger too.
Yeah.
That last, like, okay, I gotta bring
Valyrian steel dagger. Yeah, true.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
That's what
and
people say. Like she's gonna kill the Night King because she has that Valyrian steel dagger.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
This times I'm just thinking like, yo, this brand can like
I
see the
just figured it out.
future.
Oh no, she can't do that. Never mind.
What was that?
I was going to say Arya would be like a lure, as posing as Bran, right?
Oh yeah.
Maybe from a distance or something. I don't know. It just hit me.
Actually, that could have been smart. Like she could have literally just posed as Bran and like try to kill the Night King or something. Exactly. It could have been something. Mm-hmm. It could have been a smart plan.
Take that dagger and bury it to the hilt. That's a cool looking dagger, though. I like it.
Oh shit, that's right. Yeah, because she also has that dagger that's made of the Valyrian steel.
Yeah, right. Mm-hmm. That's what I was talking about. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
At the same time, I'm like worried because there's like the Night King like pretty much see the same thing Bran could do and stuff. So it's like, did he pretty much see their plans and it's like just end up like winning?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Josh.
Josh just joined us. Hey.
It makes me think, okay, that's why a part of me might think that some, like, see, I'm kind of torn because I'm thinking Jorah and Brienne, they're more than likely to die in this battle, but then at the same time, they both have Valyrian steel swords.
Mm-hmm.
So
they're going to fuck a lot of shit up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because, we learned that the whites are obviously networked with the others,
right?
Or the White Walkers.
Mm-hmm.
So you focus on killing them, man. Then the war's over,
right?
And if you kill the Night King, do they all drop? I think that was.
Yeah. The Night King is the big fish, pretty much. So or it's basically the head of the snake or the cobra. You lop off the head, then that's pretty much it.
He's the boss fight.
Yep.
Which I think somebody's gonna do the ultimate sacrifice and is gonna die in the process trying to attempt to kill the Night King.
Mm-hmm.
If you destroy the Night King, they all die. But I think in the process, somebody's gonna fucking take one for the team, and I think that's gonna be Arya. I predict Arya is gonna die on Sunday. That's my prediction. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not out of the realm of possibility. I mean, it's the final season, so it's like the stakes are high. It's like everyone is fair game. With the only character I think that is the safest is Jon. I will be now. Yeah. That would be a shocker, as if Jon's killed.
Oh my god, that Aegon just revealed. Yeah, no, I don't know that they can't kill him.
And it's not just that, but he died in season 5. He died and he was brought back. So to me, it would just make no sense. What was the point in resurrecting him? And then all of a sudden he dies again. It's like.
This is again, it's gonna be like another fake out where it's like they have either Beric raise him back or Melisandre could return and just raise him back again.
Oh, that's true.
With a kiss of fire? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, since they didn't do it like with Lady Stoneheart, they can have. People are saying that if the Hound ends up dying, then Beric and him might just like end up bringing him back. So
yeah,
it's never ending.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I'm trying to think. Yeah, that's true because Melisandre could certainly. She does have the capability of resurrecting, but because I was thinking that it was confirmed that Jon, in a sense, is Azor Ahai, or is it? How did it go? It's someone born of smoke and salt. Is that how it works in terms of?
Something like that. It's like in a red flame in the sky, some shit like that. It crosses the sky, and I can't remember. I remember listening. listening to Raw Risk breaking it down, and
Mm-hmm.
it could be either Danny or John. Really, that there could be a Sora high.
I
It could
think
be
it's
one of
John.
those two.
Actually,
I think it's John.
I think Danny will die. If there's to be a shocker, I think it's going to be Danny.
If somebody else was saying she's going to die giving birth,
Mhm.
just like Leanna.
Oh,
But that
Yeah,
would
John's
indicate
Yeah,
a flash, not a flash forward, but a time skip, right? Because how long has it been since they had
Yeah.
boats on?
right. John is to never know a woman's love.
mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah, the price for being John.
Yeah,
No, John
yeah.
Snow, man. He knows nothing.
Well,
Mhm.
it's funny because I thought that what's her name was supposed to be his only true love. Oh,
Ingrid.
Ingrid? Yeah,
Ingrid.
Ingrid. Yeah.
Yeah, he married that actress. Yeah,
yeah.
Are they married in real life?
yeah.
Yeah.
You think she says you
I
know
think
nothing?
it was like what, last year they could get married?
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. She grew up in
Oh,
a
so they
Catholic.
met on the show and
Yeah.
they married. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
her old man's like got some kind of title.
Oh, really?
Shit.
Yeah, she's
Oh, I miss
Petty.
Egret. I really liked Egret.
Yeah, that actress is cool, man.
Yeah, she's really good.
She was great in Utopia. That I highly recommend that.
Oh my God, Utopia's got one of my favorites.
The British Utopia.
Yes.
Oh my God.
I have not seen it, but I really want to see it because there's one actor in that series that I've become a diehard fan of. So I think you will know.
Will grab you, man.
Huh?
The story will definitely grab you.
Okay, yeah. But okay, so getting a little off topic. So you obviously remember the Terror, right?
Mm-hmm, absolutely.
Okay, you know the actor that played Harry Goodsir?
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
he was in
Yeah,
Utopia.
yeah, that's for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like become. It's like he's become kind of like my newfound favorite actor. So I've been trying to hunt down all the stuff that he's in. And that's how I heard about Utopia.
Oh man, the character he plays in that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's good, man. He's good.
Oh,
yeah.
he's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
But okay, so anyways, back on topic.
Yeah.
So what is the chat saying?
There's some Azazel brought something pretty interesting about if what if Euron gets the horn and controls the
I've heard about that.
because in the book Euron gets in his many travels, he actually discovers this huge kind of like a Viking horn, but bigger. And when he blows it, he kind of controls the dragon. So if Euron fucking finds that and gives it to Cersei, and then because the first battle it's the Night King, the second battle it's going to be Cersei and her Golden Company, and
That's
Euron
right.
is on her side. So it's assuming that
is Dario and Hearts going to be with them?
Oh, Dario?
Oh, yeah, because what happened to Dario?
From the Second Sons, right?
Yeah.
He stayed at that place. I forgot the name.
What if he comes with the Golden Company?
What?
Yeah, because it's like
think about
Danny,
that.
because Danny told him to stay behind. So I'm guessing he's back in Essos.
Yeah.
Oh, Essos. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
But you think he will betrayed her like that? No, I think she will. No, I hope not. Because I actually like Dario.
I like that character, man.
Yeah, me too.
I like the original Dario.
Okay,
He was cool too, man. He was actually
he was a cool dude.
Funny, dumbass.
Okay. So I keep hearing about the Golden Company. Okay, refresh my memory on who that they're not the Iron Bank, are they?
They're a mercenary army.
Yeah.
Okay.
A huge mercenary army for hire. And I think the Sons were part of an alliance, of mercenaries.
Oh.
And that's the army.
See,
So
now
people keep on thinking that Dario is going to return because of that.
I think so too. I just
okay, so here's my prediction. I'm thinking that Winterfell is going to fall, and I think that everyone that survives is going to be basically backed off into like they're going to have no choice but to make their way to King's Landing. And I think that's where the final battle is going to take place.
How many people fit on a dragon, do you think?
How many people would fit on a dragon?
Mm-hmm. One of the big.
I mean, I don't know, because I was thinking that only Targaryens can ride a dragon.
I don't know any of that stuff.
Yeah.
The way how the books set it up, the only like Targaryens are like known riders.
Yeah, it makes sense though. And that would
should have been like
Tyrions
that's why people are saying it should have been like red flags for like Jon, him being able to like ride it.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Like, you'd think that Dany would catch on, like, oh, hey, Rhaegal's getting a little close to Jon here. You'd think that would make her a little suspicious, like thinking, I wonder if he might be of Targaryen blood. But
yeah,
now we know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, technically, Jon is half Stark, half Targaryen. So I mean, but either way, he has a Targaryen part in it. So yeah, that Dany should have been like, my dragon really likes him. I wonder why. But I don't know. I guess the writers didn't emphasize on that for her character development. I really don't know. But yeah, a lot of people were saying that, like, dude, that she should have been like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Jon is being loved by my dragons. I wonder if he's a Targaryen. No, it never once did it dawn on her. So unless she doesn't care.
Well, apparently she does care, because once when he revealed to her that he's Aegon Targaryen, she's just kind of like, oh, bitch, no. That is my throne. That is my throne. Nobody's taking that from me.
Yeah, but after he told her that they were related, she was, kind of like, well, so what? Let's go get naked. It was like that expression on her face was like, oh, okay, It's kind
of play devil's advocate. The way how he like tells her and like how he found out about this was said by Bran and his best friends. It's like I can kind of see it.
And then
why she's that pissed off.
Well, Sam confirmed it though. See, that's
no, Jon should have like brought that same paper that freaking like not really like Sam discovered Gilly read and like show proof like they had a secret ceremony and that's all this.
What an annulment.
Yeah.
But y'all, I got a scoop.
Like, I have like nothing against Gilly, but like at the same time, it's like she literally just learned how to read and she discovers it.
I know. I caught that.
And they took her shine, and she was like, "Oh, I pretty much transcribed it." I'm like, "Wait, no, we had Gilly over here who read it."
Yeah,
I know, right? I was like thinking, where the hell's Gilly? Oh, there she is. It's like you'd think that because I have a feeling there's the possibility that she could possibly die this upcoming episode, but you'd think that there would be a pretty heavy scene between her and Sam, but there wasn't really much. All we got was them just lying together down in the crypt, I
guess it'll happen if Sam does go in the crypts, because it seems like he's out there doing something.
Yeah. Well, and I think Sam might be another character that might survive in the end.
He has to write it. He has to write the book,
exactly.
Song of Ice and Fire.
Yeah.
Well, this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that either it's going to be Bran or Sam that's going to survive in the end, because if Bran dies, I know Bran has said that he has all this knowledge of the history, but yet Sam's a maester, he's obviously he's a big book nerd, when it's the time he had spent at the Citadel. It's like I think he's pretty much going to be the historian. So
yeah, he's destined to tell the story. I believe, because Martin said that he's the closest one to out of all the characters.
Mm-hmm.
But then he said that about Tyrion too. So
right.
Yeah, man, he's a troll. He'll fucking troll your ass. That's right.
You guys think that Tyrion's gonna survive this, or he's gonna die?
Who?
Tyrion.
You think he's gonna live or die?
Live.
I'm thinking death, because in case anyone forgot, in case anyone forgot, Tyrion is a kinslayer, which is a cardinal sin in the realm. So, yeah,
Oh.
unless if that one theory that's been going around turns out to be true, where Tywin is not really his father. That I think it's like the theory goes that it's like his mother had an affair with Ares.
Yeah, with the Mad King. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like thinking, okay, so then if that theory turns out to be true, then that takes him off the hook in terms of kinslayer because Tywin's not really his father.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, David.
All right, y'all.
Walking
I'm
David.
gonna have to split.
All right.
All right, but I had fun, and so we're gonna have, I guess we'll all like tweet each other and shit after the Sunday night, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, of course.
Be
In
fun.
fact, I'll probably do another show on Friday to kind of go over the episode. You know.
Yeah, therapy. Do a little therapy session. I like that idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That.
All right, y'all.
Nice
All
talking
right,
to you,
so-
Irene.
All right.
Is
All
there
right.
anything you wanted to?
Take care.
Is there anything you wanted to shill before you go?
I'm interviewing AP on Sunday. Adonis Paul, Blunt Stream
Yeah.
guy, formerly of Gulf City, awesome guy. Yeah, so that's Sunday on the ice cream interviews. So come on by.
All right. Well, thank you for joining
Lindsay
us.
is an
Mary.
alum of the ice cream. So
Yeah.
she knows, she has tasted the ice
Oh,
cream.
yeah, and I was on definitely check out Irate's channel. I was on the previous ice cream interview, so
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So you can learn all about her there. But thanks, I appreciate it. And
yeah,
good
thank
evening.
you for joining us.
Thank you.
All right, take
I
easy.
had fun tonight.
All right, good
Bye.
night.
All right.
Good
Take care.
night.
Later, Irate. All right, and then there were 3.
Yeah.
So, David said, "What's up, y'all? I wish I had caught more of the stream. I like your lineup." Well, thanks, David. I greatly appreciate it. One of these days, we should have you on the show for sure. But I think maybe what I'll do is I'll probably have this going for another 20 minutes. You know, make it a 2-hour stream.
Sure.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna need it on Sunday. After Sunday,
Right.
it's gonna be fucking Bring anyone in, Walking David, Irate, whoever wants to jump on in, because I think I think Phil's gonna also have maybe a 2 or 3 day stream, because he's been having the regular live streams and then he's having the fan feedback, and then maybe he's gonna have like a recuperating live stream. I don't think it's gonna be enough for Sunday. And then Joe, right? Is Joe gonna be on
Yeah,
Phil's
he's
stream, or
normally
is
like
he-
there.
I think
Yeah, he's normally there every week. Katie Crow may like come back for this one.
Oh yeah, cool,
believe.
cool, yeah, and then Lindsay, you're gonna do your thing too. So it's hopefully Irate comes back, because I think he's gonna need it too. Everyone's gonna need it.
Oh yeah, I guess we could possibly cry. If Ree gets cut down or become a white, yeah, I'm crying. He just made a freaking Sir Brienne of Tarth, and then he's gonna kill. Oh damn!
It's good.
Classic HBO.
It's
Classic
going to
Game
be
of Thrones.
brutal, man, but I'm going to love every minute of it. It's Santovia. I'm going to need medication after episode 3. I think we all are. Okay, so I guess you guys go ahead and chat. I'm going to send David the link to the Hangout. So
Sure.
Oh yeah. Oh, Walking David's gonna join us. Awesome.
he is.
Nice. So, all right, Fandom. What's your predictions? Who do you think is gonna die?
I see Grey Worm dying. I see
Mhm.
Beric dying. Who else I
Yeah.
see dying? It's either Brienne or Podrick, because hell, he didn't get
Oh,
knighted, so it's like
Podrick, right? He had
Podrick
his
could end up dying.
bang.
'Cause
Yeah.
we learned what made those women not give him his money,
Yeah.
give him his money back. So it's like, why else do we now need him?
Yeah. Dude, totally forgot about Podrick. Totally forgot about him. Yeah, I think
He's a good
that's a
singer.
good choice.
Like I did not expect that at all.
You know who sings in real life? The guy that plays Grey Worm. He's actually a singer, and he has a really good song. I forget the name of the song, but like it's on YouTube somewhere.
Also, Braun, the dude who plays Braun, I think he was like instead of a boy band, whatever. I remember like going on
No
YouTube
way.
and I found it. Yeah, I gotta find out like what's
Yeah,
the name of that band, but yeah, you see
the
him like
Braun,
singing it. Yeah, Braun.
you know
Yeah,
that him, the actor, and Lena Headey, like they can't see each other. Like apparently they had like
yeah,
a breakup, and it's in their contract that they can't even see each other. Like no wonder Braun and Cersei, if you watch the go back the show, they never interacted. They dropped each other's names, but they never crossed each other or anything. And in real life, they can't see each other. Like it's in their contract. Like don't fucking have him cross me, or don't put his trailer right next to me, or it's on. So I don't know what happened. I want to know, like, for go that length. Like, I don't want to see that guy ever. It's like,
Okay, David, I
what
sent
did he
it to
do?
you.
It's like almost like, what did he do to her? What did she do to him?
yeah.
I'm like,
I thought she was gonna like, have
horrible.
like a clause in her contract, like she can be able like to like kill Braun.
No.
But like, yeah, that
Yeah.
would be something. That'd been crazy. But yeah, he the how to play. I think it's like what Robinson and Jeremy. See if I can link you. But yeah, like he used to sing.
I didn't know that. Oh, they have a singer. See, I didn't know Podrick, the actor that plays Podrick, sings. So that's a shocker. I mean, I'm
But
like,
yeah,
damn,
like
he's actually a
he
good
used to
singer.
sing.
Yeah. David,
Hello.
Hey,
up.
hey,
Hey, what's up?
What's going on, everybody?
Nothing much.
hey! What?
What are you doing?
Just got back home from my internship. Uh,
Oh.
I, I intern at a small acting studio, very small acting studio.
Oh,
Oh, yeah?
cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was exhausting.
You look tired, dude.
If you had seen the guy who was teaching it, I think you would understand. He's younger than me, and it's like somebody who's watched a bunch of people teach classes but can only remember like half of it, so it's like umming and uhing the rest of the way through it. Like, something about don't blink so much. It's not good. But anyways, what are you all up to?
Nothing much. We were just kind of just shooting the shit about Game of Thrones and, something positive for a change, because these past live streams that we've done on The Walking Dead haven't been exactly too nice, but
Oh, believe me, after being on Gemma's or Gemma's stream the other day, I've gotten bombarded with shit from
Oh yeah, because you
from me
did the
not being
Gilly
nice.
impression.
Oh yeah, no. If you're watching, people, I love Gilly. She's clearly an Emmy-worthy actress who is just down on her luck. Her baby, my favorite character. And Samuel Tarly has a great six-pack. So, but yeah, it was so rough. Like, I was getting so much shit for that, and I was like,
Wait,
getting
what was
people. Huh?
what was said? What? I fill me in. I don't. What
Oh,
happened?
people didn't like the fact that, like, here's the thing. There are a lot of female characters on Game of Thrones that I like. However, I was expressing my distaste for how shittily they write some of the female characters. And in doing that, I'm just shitting on the female characters, because I'm not going to constantly blame writers. I'm just going to call, like, I don't like Gilly. I don't like Daenerys. I'm not going to constantly go, I don't like Steve Waldrop, who wrote episode 52. Like, I'm not going to do that. So,
no, dude, I'm totally with you. I hate how they're writing Dany. I mean, I just don't get it how in the beginning she really, I mean, she's never really been ambitious about the throne, certainly not as much as Viserys. And then all of a sudden it's like, and then before she was kind of like, the mother of dragons, breaker of chains, that she wanted to rule to basically free people. And then all of a sudden, like this past season, it's like, oh no, she's starting to become a little more like her father and starting to become a little more authoritarian. It's like, what the fuck happened?
Yeah.
Yeah. People got really hung up on me shitting on her and Sansa because they were acting like I was saying that, like, real rape was okay.
Oh
Like,
no.
in the real world. I just said What I did say
Yeah.
was that in this world, in this realm, or whatever you want to call it, most of the women have been raped. Like,
Right.
that's not unique to Dany. Like, Sansa has almost gotten raped in season 1, then she got raped by her own husband, Ramsay against her will and abused. Roz got physically abused and then shot with arrows to death off camera, but still. So it's not like when you're listing all of like the Stormbreaker, Breaker of Change, like I'm like, well, Sansa has like half of those things. Like half of the problems that you said that you have in your life, most of the women have in Westeros. But that's all I was saying. But people were like, oh my God, The Walking David condones rape in Game of Thrones.
Oh shit.
And
Not
I'm like,
good.
and Gilly's an incest baby. She was getting fucked by her dad before she even met Sam.
Yeah, that's
It's
true.
like,
Oh my God, it's like people get so freaking sensitive. Like I can't. I'm going to admit it. It's like there was a couple of moments in this past episode where it's like, oh boy, they're getting a little woke here. Like I'm starting
Yeah.
the whole
Yeah.
like the conversation between Dany and Sansa about like, oh God, I'm getting a feminist vibe from this, and then how I mentioned previously in the stream how it's like you'd think that Dany would be grateful that she's met another, she's come across another Targaryen, someone who she thought that she was the last in her line. You think that she would be grateful, like, okay, I can finally, I can rebuild our house, rebuild my house. But no, it's like, oh my God, it's like there's another man who's come between, who gets the throne before me. Like it's like I deserve the throne, not some man, like, oh Jesus fucking Christ.
well, it's also
Oh,
like every female character that they are pushing for you to like, I dislike, and every character that just is well written, I really enjoy. Like I enjoyed Catelyn Stark. I really love Brienne.
Too.
Because they're just well-written characters with character arcs and change, and they are strong, and they were strong to begin with, but they only got stronger through adversity. And even if they made mistakes that either cost them their pride or their honor or their life or whatever it was, they were still compelling characters from start to finish. And I mean, Brienne has been compelling this entire time, and she's a better example of empowering women than Dany has ever been.
Yeah.
She's smart. She's tough. People follow her and listen to her and respect her. If she's able to turn and change Jaime Lannister, I'm pretty sure she's a person worth following more than Daenerys is. And we clearly see that. Even Sansa, the one smart thing that she did was like, oh, Brienne vouches for you. Okay.
Yeah, and it's like
good.
I agree. It's like Brienne has certainly been one of my favorite characters. And honestly, I think if it wasn't for her, because she had a positive influence on Jaime, because before, it's like in the first season, Jaime was such an asshole. It's like what he did to Bran and stuff like that. He was so cocky and arrogant. And then he gets captured and he gets his arm chopped off. And then, this whole back and forth between him and Brienne. It's like, she was such a positive person in his life that if it wasn't for her, I don't think he would have gone on the path that he did, on the path of righteousness,
Yeah, he's still been with Cersei. He never would have left.
Yeah.
Well, what I will say is that the stuff that here's the biggest problem with Game of Thrones right now is that the stuff that I like, I love, and the stuff that I dislike, I hate. Like, I really hate it. Like the time jumping, the jet packing around.
Yeah.
Because I'm sorry, don't establish over the course of the first season rules that you're just not going to follow. Because here's the thing. If I may use an example that you will probably have already used in another stream, Lindsay, is The Walking Dead. In the first couple of episodes, since Frank Darabont and Robert Kirkman hadn't really gotten the rules together, you see a couple of zombies like using rocks and like picking shit up with their hands and bracing their falls and stuff like that. And after like episode 3 or 4, they go, that'll fuck the main actors up. You know what I mean? If they can pick shit up, then they're fucked. You know what I mean? The moment a walker can like brace its fall, we're completely fucked. Like everybody's doomed. And it's like, yeah, the whole point is they eat you when they get hold of you. As long as you stay at, 2 steps ahead of them, you can beat them. But, you're not going to beat them at a wrestling match.
And that's funny because I wish that they would have kept that consistency with the walkers, because that would have made them an even bigger threat.
Well, and here's what I would say is, in terms of walkers, what I liked was certain walkers having more speed than others, to where like in a group, let's say out of 100, you have 30 that are like lightning fucking fast.
Mm-hmm.
And they're caught in the middle of this herd, but they'll come blasting out from the middle of the pack. Like, so when they come charging, they're like, snapping through like the rage virus at 28 days later. Because that would be cool. And we saw that back when Shane and Otis got kind of cornered at, that veterinary college?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because we see some of them like running, you know what I mean? Like clearly running.
Right.
And it's freaky because you're like, holy shit, they're going to get caught. There's no way they're going to outrun that because they're running faster because Shane is a bum leg and Otis is fat. It's, first rule of cardio.
Yeah. That was the Zombieland rule,
Yeah,
something like that.
Zombieland.
Cardio, something like that. Yeah.
The fatties are the first to go.
And screw it. I am going to get off topic here. So it's like, I think at this point now, I'm just kind of going to end the Game of Thrones portion. So if anyone in the chat is willing to stick around, you're more than willing to. Or you're more than welcome to. But so going back to The Walking Dead, I've recently started rewatching season 2. And I remember when I initially watched that season, I could not stand it. Like I'm like, what the hell? When are they going to get to the next part? When are they going to leave the farm and blah, blah, blah. And then it's like rewatching it again. I'm like, okay, this is not as bad as I thought it was.
I would have to say this, and maybe it's just because it's the type of shows that I like. But season 2, when I was watching it, I knew that this was great character development. Now, maybe that's just because, as an actor, I'm looking for that acting bait.
Yeah.
That shit that if I was in a show, I would love to perform. And the stuff that John Bernthal alone was having to portray in that season, the concoction of self-loathing and envy and all these emotions, I mean, he did an amazing job.
Oh,
and, also Rick comes into his own in season 2. That's where the birth of the Rick-tatorship starts. That's where Sophia finally dies, and that bit of hope for everybody dies. That's the part where Carol starts becoming a badass. Because the moment season 3 shows up, Rick's like, "All right, you're a pretty good shot. Now you take that tower up there." And we didn't see all that, but that's like from the moment season 2 ends, season 3 just kicks right off, and it wouldn't have been able to do that had season 2 not,
right,
set the bumpers, I should say.
Oh, absolutely. Well, and I think rewatching season 2, I looked at it through a different lens, because when I watched it initially, I was kind of thinking going by plot narrative. So I had that particular lens on, but then rewatching it again, I thought, okay, let me switch this out. Let me digest like the character moments and stuff like that. And I'm like, you know what? Looking at it as like a character study, and there was some really great developments, and there were certain things that I really did not catch on to until rewatching it again. And I love that. And that was what I loved about the show. Was one of the things that I loved about it was just those like the moral conflicts, which were actually felt natural. Like, for example, Andrea. It's like, I know a lot of people don't like Andrea, but she was pretty compelling in the second season because I liked that dynamic between her and Dale where, you know, I could understand Dale's point of view, you know, on wanting to save people and stuff like that. But I could also understand Andrea's point of view because it's like she lost the one family member she had left. So in her mindset, it's like, well, what's the point of going on, you know?
And that is really good in intrinsic conflict. Like, imagine if you really put yourself in her shoes and you go, you know, I have nothing to live for. The one thing I have control over in my life is I'm going to end it. And that's how a lot of people, like even Dr. Jenner said, you know, most people couldn't face going out the door. They just opted out. And it's like, to have someone deprive you of the last decision you actually get to make is a horrible thing. I mean, like it really is. And in the show, I thought they explored that pretty well. And she got over it pretty fast. Like within the show time span, I think it takes 8 episodes until she's like, all right, you're fine again, Dale. And then like the next episode, he's dead.
Oh, man.
You know what I mean? Like it was like there's only like 13 episodes or something in season 2. So it's like, I don't know, it was episode 9 or something like that or 10, 11. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, where the walker came and like ate him. Or not ate him, but like ripped his like ribcage or whatever, was it?
Yeah, he tore his stomach.
Yeah. And the guts.
And I'm sure you guys know this. If you don't, though, for people who don't know, is that was because Dale requested to be killed off because he was friends with Frank Darabont, and Frank Darabont left. So, and I kind of, and here's the thing, I didn't know that for years, and so I'm watching it and I go like, oh, that's really, really sad and unexpected, and it turns out that the writers just naturally incorporated him wanting to leave into the show. Unlike what they do in these most recent seasons, which is where a character has nothing to do and they get bored of working on the show because they're not even showing up. They're showing up like there was a scene with Jesus in the last season where I laughed out loud, and I never laugh out loud at The Walking Dead, like ever, but Tara comes in. Ugh. God damn it. You know, like you got a female showrunner and you still can't write these women characters to not suck. Like she sucks. I've said that for like 5 years. Okay. Like I've hated her from her introduction. Like, so anyways, she comes in and she like, I would stand up and do it, but I don't have pants on. So, she like trudges in and, she goes, hey, is that another letter from Maggie? And then Jesus kind of looks up at her and goes, yep. And that was the scene.
11:10 acting right there. Right.
Yeah, they moved on as if that was enough. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute. And then I look at this article and it goes, hey, by the way, folks, Maggie left the same episode Rick did. Did you know that?
Yeah.
You go, wait, what? And that was their way of skipping over it, is after the time jump. Hey, is that another letter from Maggie? You know, I think it is. I think it is. You know that girl who's been around for a fucking decade? Who's the whole reason that half the fan base fucking left was because they killed her fucking husband? I think we got a letter from her. I think we got a letter from her in the mail.
You know, and it's just I'm sorry, I don't understand. I said, yeah, I'm going back to bitching again. It's like how I said in the recap of season 9. I just don't understand why people praise this season, because it's still riddled with just inconsistencies, and there's still dialogue problem. Like going back to, okay, like I think it was the 2nd or 3rd episode where there was a conversation between Jesus and Maggie. I can't exactly remember how it went, but the way Jesus was talking, like, it's like, oh, I didn't really agree with you guys on keeping Negan alive, but it's like at the same time, I think he probably should have died, or he said something like that. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Make up your mind. Did you really want him dead, or did you really want to keep him alive?
Yeah. Once again, this is like with Game of Thrones. They have the same problem now, where they are ahead of the source material, which is not good because The Walking Dead's biggest issue is, hey, you know, season 9's coming, just you wait. And then season 9 goes by and you go, what am I waiting for? And then they go, just you wait, season 10, something big. Remember Commonwealth? Remember Commonwealth? It's coming. and guess what? Season 10 is going to happen, and you're going to go, season 11, hey, where are you going? Where are you going, audience? Come back. We got some big shit. The walkers can talk now. You know, it's going to be something dumb. You know what I mean? If they don't just wrap this shit up, it's like I don't care about you making it to 15 years anymore. I just want a really epic, beautiful ending to the story where the dialogue doesn't suck, the acting is good. It's going to be shot fine. Those zombies look great. Blah.
Yeah.
I fucking hope so. You know,
Wasn't that to season 8? I remember they said they were going to do like 11 seasons. I was like, are they even going to last that long at this point? They'll even go further than that.
Because
they wanted 20 seasons.
Yeah, you know, people who say that, it's like, guys, they're actors. They got to move on. I mean, after you've made your $10 million and you have the house and you have more money than you can spend in a lifetime, it's time to do something for you.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
So you can't really blame them.
So yeah.
You know, if Andrew Lincoln leaves and becomes Obi-Wan or something like that, don't be fucking surprised. All right. You know, like,
and I'm happy for him too, because it's like, in my humble opinion, Rick is just not the same without his son. You know, when they killed Carl off, I'm like, well, what's the point in keeping Rick around? Because Carl was what kept him going.
Well, and I would say it's hard to keep him around and have him not be like the sole leader of the show. You know what I mean? Like, to where he's sharing power with everybody. He's like, King Ezekiel's over there and Carol's with him and Maggie and Tara and Jesus have the hilltop and all this stuff. It's like he is meant to be the sole leader that people follow, and he could have done that even without a kid, because he could be telling himself, it's like, you know, like, it's not about me, it's about the future. All these children are the future. You know, like, he could be focusing on all of the kids and treating them all like an extension of himself or his family. And, you know, what I'm tired of hearing is, oh man, you know, they're giving Carl's storyline to Henry. Oh, wait a minute. Wait, you guys. Wait till you see next season. Who's getting Carl's storyline? Are we still doing it? I don't fucking know. Maybe stick around. You know, like, there's too much of this. Like, yeah, maybe, man. I don't know. You know, like, it's.
You know,
just give it to dog.
Give it to the dog. Yeah, the dog and Negan become buddies.
But no, it's interesting because it seems like both like in terms of Game of Thrones and The Walking Dead. Okay, so it seems like both shows are like polar opposites in terms of issues. Because like with Game of Thrones, how you stated, they're way past the source material, so now they're having to come up with original stuff. And then meanwhile, and then on top of that, they've cut down the number of episodes, which I think has greatly hurt. It certainly greatly hurt the show last season with having to rush through everything. And then on the polar opposite side, you have The Walking Dead, where they've got all this source material to work with, but yet they don't seem to comprehend exactly when to use the source material. It's like they can't seem to decide if they want to stick with the source material or if they want to stray away from it, because I'm sorry, some of these remixes that they're doing in this current that they did in this current season just does not work for me.
Well, and I think a lot of that comes from fear. It comes from fear of making a mistake. So they ride the line, because that way they'll listen to the fan base, because their opinions are officially gone. Nobody has any balls anymore of their own. They have to make sure that nobody's offended. We can't offend the gays, can't offend the women's or the blacks.
Yep.
And if we do any of those things, we got to rewrite it. Okay. And so they keep whittling it down until they forget what the fucking show was about, which was survival. and making it interesting. And if you,
Exactly.
I liked the change of season 9 where it started to look like a Western. I was like, fuck yeah, have fucking Westworld with zombies in it. Fucking go nuts. It's gonna be great. Guys like Rick Grimes slinging a horseshoe and like knocking a jaw off a walker, you know, like all kinds of crazy shit. It was gonna be, they have blacksmiths now. It's like medieval / Western. It was cool, man. And but some of these decisions, like, you know what, people have been asking for winter for so long. Let's give it to them. Hey, do we have any white paper laying around? Because I don't want to actually wait for fucking snow. I want to, you know, I know we shoot this in November and we could just, you know, go to a different state for a second that also has trees and shoot in it and then come back, you know. But instead they shot on a Rankin Bass studio set. And they're like, hey, there haven't been enough walkers in the snow. Where should they come up from? Underneath their feet? They were standing on them the whole time? Everybody who's walked down that fucking path has just been stepping on the heads of fucking walkers?
Well, and then on top of that, it's like you had the frozen walkers and then you had the walkers that were buried in the snow. It's like, how the fuck did they not freeze to death?
Also, I had said, I think on Phil's show when we were reviewing the finale, or his feedback, I forget. It was on his show though. We were talking about like cooler things that they could have done, and I would have had the set piece of where the pond was fine, but the only way to get through it was like to get through a whole herd of walkers that were completely just frozen still there.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you slipped and fell into one, you could crack the ice off of it and it could get you.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, yeah, that would be cool. And then you would see people like breaking the heads off of it, or one of them tries to kind of reach and you hear like the cracking of ice as it raises its arm towards you. You know, like it could have been way cooler. You know what? I also would have made it way darker. The whole episode, Game of Thrones is the opposite problem. You're right. It's like, because you can't see anything in Game of Thrones. In Walking Dead, you can see it so fucking clearly. It's like, it doesn't even look like nighttime. Literally just copy the setup you use when you introduce the Whisperers when they killed Jesus. Use the same setup and sprinkle some snow on it. What's so hard about that?
Well, and the thing also is that it's been taking place in Virginia for, I don't know exactly where they were in the timeline, but it's like, why didn't they have snow like back
since ever
season 6
Yeah.
when they reached Alexandria? That just does not make, oh, now you guys decide you want to do snow.
Listen, I get
Even
that
before
it's
then, like
difficult.
season 3, like did it like start off like right after winter? I think
Yeah.
they haven't done it then.
That's right. It's right before they go to the prison. Herschel's like, well, Rick, you've kept us going round out here for all winter. And you're like, okay. Like, well, because you don't remember at that time. It's like, oh, I don't remember how long it's been. Maybe it's been a year. Maybe it's been 6 months. Who fucking knows? And then it cuts to Lori and she's fully pregnant. I'm like, okay, at least some jackets would be nice, you know, like, and so I'll give them this. In seasons 3 and 4, people at least are wearing coats. All right. And then it cuts to Jesus in the 118-degree Georgia summer wearing a leather coat and leather gloves and a beanie. And I'm like, I don't care what his comic book character did.
Yeah.
Yeah, by the way, let me ask you something. When you introduce him, he goes, oh, my name's Paul Rovia, which they couldn't even just take Paul Monroe from the fucking text. My name is Paul Rovia, but people call me Jesus. Just have him without a beard and let him grow his beard fucking naturally, you idiots. Like, why did you have to glue a fake beard to his face? There's an ad from like season 5 where Andrew Lincoln had shaved his beard and they wanted to do a promo for it, so they glued a fake beard on top of his real beard, and it looks ridiculous, okay? It looks like he's Odin. Like, it's like he is like, I wield, you know, like it's insane. It's insane looking. And I'm like, how do you have these amazing visual effects and have this shitty ass beard? Because who I would bring on to do the beard? Anybody off of the show Key and Peele who does their hair and makeup, because they make the most realistic black people hair I've ever seen in my fucking life. They have beards, they got mustaches, they got normal hair, they blend it into their hair. I mean, like, I don't know how they do it. They look like different characters every fucking episode. These guys can't even get a beard right. It's like
Ezekiel's hair looked bad. Like his dreads looked horrible.
Seriously though, there is not one black person being fooled by those dreads.
Yeah.
There's like my parents might be, because they've seen like 20 black people in their whole life. You know what I mean? But it's like that. Even I was like, is that even attached to his fucking head?
Yeah.
Like, it looks like there's like a quarter of an inch of space between his actual bald head and the wig.
Yeah.
I'm like, if you saw a girl with that, her friends would be like, hey, bitch, fix your weave. Something's wrong with your weave.
Santovia says they're not good with hair and makeup. Example, any of Michonne's wigs.
Oh,
yeah,
God.
that's a good point.
Yeah, well, and they try to cover it because they at least put a headband over here. But I'm like, you're making it look like her forehead starts like back here, man. Like, and now they gave her like the shaved side of the head, which exaggerated it even more. Now it looks like she's got this
awful
Trump and Michonne hairdo kind of going.
It's like a dread comb over.
It is. It's a dread comb over, and that's not supposed to happen. I just know it. I feel it in my bones.
Oh, don't get me started on Michonne, because I really, oh God, I did just hated what they did with her character in the back half of season 9.
Oh yeah. Fuck.
I mean, it's like how I mentioned in my season 9 recap. It's like, okay, don't get me wrong. Denai Guerrera did an amazing job. I mean, she's a fantastic actor. She gave a great performance with the material she was given. They gave her such a shitty storyline. Like,
it definitely was weaker, and they spread it out over her and Daryl, where they're both going to look for him every day. And in my mind, I don't know, as much as I actually enjoyed them as a couple, Rick and Michonne, I just couldn't. Having a time jump of 6 years and acting like she's still like looking like it's the first time every time, it's like, I'm sorry. There has not been enough establishment of people's testament of faith or will to where, I mean, Michonne's like, I used to talk to my dead boyfriend, and said that to Rick. But then you see from like season 4 or 5, she kind of looks at Rick with this like affection because she respects him. And then after they get to Alexandria, it starts to build. And then was it Deanna kind of goes like, what do you want? And then she's like, I want Rick, or I want a man, or I don't know, a family. Who the fuck knows? I don't know, man. I agree. I think they kind of screwed the pooch on that shit. The stupid fake out episode. Here's some X's on her back. I thought that was going to be like she had encountered the Whisperers, or this was like something where she let some people in and she got branded. But they did. I guess she did. She let this lady in. But why the fuck did it have to be like her high school buddy? You fucking idiots! Like, it could just.
Yeah, that made no sense to me.
I'm like, how in the fuck did you run into someone from high school that, this lady from high school who knew you and knew like inside jokes and shit in Virginia? In Virginia, 10 years into the apocalypse, you found her. Where? Where did you find her? At your old school? Did you go to school in Virginia? Did she always used to walk to Alexandria on field trips? Why the fuck did you find her?
Yeah, and that's a very good point, because I think we've had this conversation before in the past with who here would remember somebody's friends from high school. I wouldn't. Like I honestly wouldn't.
She's like 38 or something like that. And she's like 46
Yeah,
or something after the thing. It's like, God damn, like how good of a fucking memory do you have? And also, there's no way that lady looks the same from high school.
Yeah.
Oh, you look the same at 44 that you did at 14.
Well, and then another thing too, it does not make any sense why, like, after that whole incident with her old friend from high school and how she had to kill all those kids, you know, because they were gonna hurt Judith and stuff like that. I don't understand how it took that old friend to somehow cause Michonne to just completely distrust everybody, including the people that she's been with for Lord knows how long. She knows these people. She knows people like Carol and Daryl and you know, all these people in these other communities. And it's like, after that whole incident, she just completely cuts herself off. And that just does not make any sense to me, because I was thinking it can't be because she feels shame, because if anybody, Carol would certainly understand where she's coming from, because Carol had to do virtually almost the exact same thing that Michonne did.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Carol and Melissa McBride in general. I mean, she's an amazing character, amazing actress, you know, and that change is probably one of my favorite changes I've seen on a TV show character, period.
Yeah.
And to have it go, the only thing that I was giving her credit for was this past couple of seasons, she's had this look on her face where she's kind of doing this, like, I don't know if you, let's see if you can pick up on the subtleties here. Anytime King Ezekiel says anything to her, she kind of goes like this. She goes,
yeah, she does.
and I kind of go like, she's like, you know, if her emotion could be summed up in a weird grunt, it'd be, oh.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, good. She's expressing some kind of doubt. At least we're getting some kind of acting out of her. Everybody else, I mean, this show has had to reintroduce characters because they forgot that they had them.
Yeah.
Like the Oceanside girl. How many times did she have to say, yeah, Oceanside's got your back? I remember when I saw you on the beach. I remember your bouncing tits when you were younger. You know, like, and I'm like, who the fuck is that? I go, this cheeked Hawaiian girl.
I just know her name is Sydney Parker's the actress's name. I can't remember her character name at all.
Don't let that chick show up at a con. Don't give her any kind of credit. I mean, like, she literally showed up and was like, remember me? And everyone went, who the fuck are you?
Exactly.
It's like, when I saw her, I immediately thought, oh, that's probably someone from Oceanside. And I was just as disappointed thinking that as when she said, oh yeah, Oceanside's got your back. I mean, that's like saying, I don't know, like, what's up, fellas? Like, I don't know, like a bunch of gangsters or something like that. Like, it was just really awkward. It was so out of place. Like, everybody else was like, yeah, we've been with each other for like 10 years. And she's like, remember when I was a child? I'm like, get this George Lucas fucking character out of here. Fucking Phantom Menace Oceanside character.
Well, and it's just going back to the Michonne, the whole thing with the secret that Michonne's been carrying and stuff like that, and then with the whole thing with the X's on her and Daryl's back. You think that between that and then between, because if people haven't noticed, it's like there appeared to be like some sort of animosity between each of the communities, and it's like thinking, oh, what happened here? You know, and I was invested, like wanting to know what the hell happened during this time skip to cause these communities to fracture. And we never got a clear answer as to why, because it's one thing to have, you know, to do Michonne's story and why, even though I still don't like it. I still think it doesn't make any sense why she would just cut herself off from everyone. But they never really addressed what caused any of the other communities to be completely fractured. It's like how in episode 15, it's like Ezekiel gives that speech like, "Oh, I know we've haven't been on good terms and stuff like that." And I'm like, "Yeah, what caused you guys to not be on good terms?"
Well, Tara, the Onion Knight, stole like 5 onions and gave them to Jerry. And so Michonne's like, "Hey, you stole our onions," and then Tara goes, "I'm sorry that I stole all the onions." And then that girl's like, "Hey, remember me on promotion sign?" Hey. And you're like, and then King Ezekiel, fuck. How frustrating. Like, Kari Payton has an amazing voice. And I said this on Phil's thing. If they let him talk normally, that guy sounds like a king.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like,
he sounds like a cool, like, you know, like not going to take any shit Charlie Murphy king. Okay. And there's nothing wrong with that. And he would have way more swagger if he got to be the cool black dude he is, instead of this weird like affectation that he's been doing for 10 years. It's like, because remember that, folks, he's been doing this for nearly 10 fucking years.
well, he's been I know he was a voice actor on Teen Titans.
Yeah, he was like Cyborg or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he's a voice of like another black character in that Justice League game, or like fight them, like where you fight each other. Was it like Gods Among Us? Something Gods Among Us?
Yes, Injustice.
Injustice, okay. Yeah, where Superman has a weird hat. That's a weird tangent. I'm sorry, but he does the voice of one of those characters, and he has a great voice. And I've heard him talk in interviews, and he's got a very deep and powerful, you know, voice. But this weird king thing that he's doing, it's like, fuck me. And how are there still fat people in the apocalypse? Like, these people are eating like a pear a day. How are you able to get fat? Even
Remember
not doing anything.
Yeah. Remember when Negan made fun of Olivia? It's like when she was handling the pantry or some shit.
And I'm like, you know what? The shit when he was making fun of her for being fat killed me. I hated Negan when he was introduced. And not because like, oh, I hate him, he's hurt our friends. I mean, like, he just sucked. Like, he was just written like an idiot. But when he said like that mouth did some major damage, and like that one episode where he's just like, "You are creepy ass shit, sneaking up on me like that with that creepy ass smile," I'm like, that's funny as fuck, because everybody thinks Father Gabriel's creepy when they first meet him. It's funny. And he makes fun of the fat chick, and he just goes like, "Starving. You." And then she cries. I'm like, this is hilarious. This is great. Yeah. I love how even in the apocalypse, people are getting razzed for how they look.
Yeah, you know what? And it's like, thinking about it, it's like, okay, I was not nearly as bothered by season 7 as a lot of people were. I mean, season 7 was not great, but
it was tolerable. I liked season 7. It was better than season 8. That's for sure.
I thoroughly enjoyed that episode, The Well, episode 2. You know, with Carol and the introduction of Ezekiel, and going back to what you said, David, about Ezekiel when he talks normally. I loved that scene with him and Carol at the fire, and how he's like, you know, never bullshit a bullshitter. And it's like, I loved that moment. And I was like, I want more of Ezekiel talking like this, you know, just talking like a normal person.
Anytime he's broken the bullshit speak, he's been captivating.
Mm-hmm.
That part, when he drops the act in front of Jerry, when they're about to die, when he loses the lion and he goes, "I'm just some guy," you know what I mean? Like the part where he was mortified because all of his people died by that 50 caliber, and they all came back to try to kill him, and he had just like led them to the slaughter. I thought that shit was great. All that was great until, like, you know, Jim Carrey comes out and it's just like, "I want to cut your face off." You know, like the guy was seriously like this. He's like, "Listen here, King. I'm gonna cut your face." You're like, where the fuck did this guy come from? And here's the thing: I've met that dude in person out here.
Oh.
nice. Yeah, he's a comedian. He's a stand-up
no way.
comic, and he's a good comedian. He's very young, and he just looks a lot like fucking Jim Carrey when he was younger. And it was weird because I messaged him on Facebook and I said, "Hey, I enjoyed your appearance on The Walking Dead or whatever," and he just goes like, "Oh yeah, you saw that?" I'm like, "It's one of the biggest TV shows in the fucking world, dude. I mean, have you not been getting calls?" But he was a weird one. You know what I mean? That whole everybody at the Kingdom was miscast. That's the weird thing. It's weird having an entire town of miscast. They were like an island of misfit fucking toys over there. And like I said, Ezekiel, he looks the part, but damn it, let him break character and let him be the true person that he is.
Well, and that's one thing that really aggravated me about season 9, like after the penultimate episode with the Pikes. We didn't get to see that moment of Ezekiel finding out that Henry's dead and the aftermath of that. Like, I would have loved to have seen that from, especially from Ezekiel, because Kari Payton is an incredible actor, and to actually the possibility of seeing Ezekiel break that character and finding out that the boy that he's raised as his own son is dead. Before that he lost Benjamin. Benjamin was another one that he raised like his own son, and then he loses Henry. And it's like, why didn't we get that? It's like, oh no, we're just going to do another time skip. Like, what the fuck? I'm like, I hate these fucking time skips in the show. It's like as if, to me, it's like the writers have wrote themselves into a corner and they don't know what they want to do. So like, oh, we'll just do like kind of a Deus Ex Machina thing, do a time skip, forget everything that we've set up, It's just ridiculous. Oh, it's like, and Santovia says, how many times do we ask each other, who was that? And that just...
Seriously though, I mean, and even though I'm not like a source material reader, just because I won't enjoy shows when I've read something before. It drives me nuts when people go, well, the book was much better than the movie. And it's like, well, you know what? I'm not going to read Avengers Endgame, the book. I want to see it, and then I'll read it if I don't like it. You know what I mean? Because, you might be right. If it is better than the movie, then I should definitely read it after. Because then it can only go up instead of going down and being disappointed by everything.
Yeah.
Because the whole fandom is just disappointed because they know where everything was supposed to go. And also, the Walking Dead fandom has become the biggest group of cocksucking spoilers that I've ever seen. And I'm like, I've never seen people wanting to ruin a show for themselves so much.
Mm-hmm.
I've actually seen quite a bit of respect from people with Game of Thrones spoilers this season compared to last season. Like last season, I knew fucking everything that was going to happen.
Yeah.
Like, nobody would shut the fuck up about it. And maybe it's just because there's only 6 episodes left and people are trying to respect people. And also it's been 2 years, so maybe some people just fucking forgot the show exists. It's man, I'm telling you, why can't they just do the shit in season 4 and 5 where people act how you would want them to act or how you think you would act in that situation? Like, this guy tried to fucking eat one of my friends. I'm gonna chop him to death in a church. And like four walls and a roof, and and everybody acting all fucked up because people would be really fucked up. Every person you meet, if you saw somebody, Merle says the line perfectly. He said, I think I'd shit my pants if someone walked up to me with his mitts in his pockets. He said that to like Daryl or something like that at the prison. He's like, or to Michonne and that's right. It was Michonne and what's the other one? The blonde.
Beth?
No, the Andrea.
Oh, Andrea.
Yeah, but he said like, I think I'd be. He said, who in the last couple of years hasn't had a gun on him. Hell, I'd probably shit myself if somebody came up to me with their mitts in their pockets.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, that's what people need to be like all the time. Why is anybody walking around without a weapon? Why are people singing and, like Beth singing? God, I wanted to punch her through the fucking TV.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, if I saw somebody doing that, like, they would find, like, the thing that you play a violin with, like, skewered right through her neck. Like, out the other side, like, while she's leaning up against the conga drum. Like, I'd just be like, fuck you. Like, people would beat her to death with a rock if she was singing like that. It's like, yeah, well, we're clearing this prison out, the prison that later, a walker will eat my wife and my son will put her down first. Just like, spoiling glass, looking through the glass.
Yeah, the singing got annoying. I don't. What was this? Class?
I hated Beth. I hated
Swaddling place. I don't know what it is.
Season 4 is like my favorite season, but I hated that episode still with
with her and Daryl.
Jesus, like what? Like something happened, please. It's like I'm tired of hearing this whiny little brat saying how badly she wanted to drink. It's like, okay, look, I get it. It's like she lost her father and she got separated from her sister. But it's like, for fuck's sake, it's like, somebody just tell this bitch to just calm the fuck down,
The only bright side, I hated the whole Beth storyline, like bringing into these cops and like another doctor who's like a coward. Like, it's like, fuck off, man. Like, I get it. There's supposed to be factions and stuff, but I'd be more okay with her just like running into cannibals or something like that, or people that make more sense, not people who are dressed up like cops still. That's so profoundly dumb. And how she stabs the lady with a pair of scissors in the shoulder. Yeah. It's like, her neck's right there. You had to cross her neck to stab her.
Yeah.
It's like, why couldn't you skew her in the face?
Yeah.
How about this? Give her a hug, while her hand's down, and just stab her in the brainstem over the shoulder. Just like, like, why do people not think this shit through? It's like, and like they use the everybody, hates Chris kid.
Yeah.
Like, Noah.
Yeah.
He got a good death though.
Bummed by that.
Yeah, that's the only good thing about it was his death.
Yeah, but here's the thing: he's a solid actor, but have him in the show instead of Beth altogether.
No shit.
Don't just all of a sudden just cut to that guy and have it just be a story about how he breaks free and then joins Rick's group. I would be okay with that.
Absolutely.
I'm not okay with Carol got hit by a car and taken by a plus sign on the back of a car, to fucking Atlanta. And I'm like, the first thing I thought when I saw them driving back to Atlanta, I go, are they never going to get away from that fucking city? I was like, nothing that they can do. No matter where they go, they get hit by a car, it takes them back to Atlanta. They get lifted up in a helicopter, it's going to Atlanta. It's like, are there no other fucking towns? I mean, are there no other buildings that have hospital equipment in them or people pretending to be nurses in it? Like, no pretend firemen?
Nope.
Not one person with a ladder helping a cat out of a tree? Like, that's where it started to do weird shit. Although I was still okay with it because anytime they cut to Rick in the group, Rick was looking more and more badass. He had the big beard and he just looked like war torn and battle weary, and he just looked awesome. And Carl was borderline between okay and bad.
Yeah.
And even Chandler Riggs, I read an interview where he said, like, yeah, I kind of just fucked around and I really didn't try acting very hard, and I look back on it and I kind of suck, and I go, thank you.
Yeah, we all knew
Thank
that.
you for
Yeah, we
saying
all
that.
do that. No shit, right? No shit, Sherlock. Thank you, Captain Obvious.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm like, what are
exactly.
you hoping to get cast on one of the prequels? God, that kid. There was one time I liked him. Only one. There was really only one time where I go, this Carl like, or a couple of moments. I think it was season 4. Is he has like a little fur coat on and he shoots that kid while with Herschel. And,
Oh yeah, Jody
Yeah.
or something. Yeah,
yeah,
it
and he
was
has that look
since.
on his face. And then
Yeah.
Herschel's like, I'm telling you, he gunned that kid down. And
Yeah.
and the walkers break the fence, and him and Rick shoot all of the
Oh
things,
god,
and he
yeah.
saves Rick because one gets kind of close, and he just shoots it like a bunch of times, and Rick has this look on his face like, "Fuck, my kid is like he's losing who he is," you know, like. And I'm like, this is interesting. And then like the moment he ate that fucking pudding, he sucked for forever. It's like he ate just magical sucking pudding. Like it turned him into just this big pussy who couldn't even push his own body weight and couldn't push open doors. And, you know, like a kid pushed him while he had that stupid Amish haircut, and he like shoves him into the grass, and we're supposed to be scared. And
Yeah.
Oh, Ron?
Ron, that's what it was.
Mhm.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean,
that was lame.
to be
That was like a
fair,
bitch slap fighting.
the writers, I think, really did a pretty shoddy job with Carl, in all honesty. I think they kind of, in a sense, sidelined him. And then it's like, then all of a sudden it's like Gimple got the idea, oh, well, let's make Carl go from wanting to kill Negan in season 7 to wanting to somehow be the peacekeeper and wanting to spare Negan, and he ends up getting bit by a fucking walker, even though he survived getting shot twice. But never mind that fact.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, this is what I'm saying, man. It's like, have these people evolve. If I got shot, I'd be looking side-eyed at every person who ever walked next to me for longer than 10 seconds. You know, like I would be way more cautious. Like, how cool would it have been if Carl goes out with Daryl while he's just like, you know, he's got one eye. He takes the bandage off and he's like looking people in the face with just like one eye going like, you know, how many walkers have you killed?
Yeah.
How many people? Why? And he's just like, you know, but he leaves the socket showing. He doesn't have the stupid bandage on with the Amish hair. He cuts it, he slicks it back like his dad to reveal that fucking eye. He's like, you know, how many, you know, and he just embraces the shit that has happened to him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because
that's a good one.
I wanted that so bad.
Yeah.
Fuck. I wanted to see badass Carl, not them putting on bigger and bigger shirts to make him look like he's still 14 years old when he's got like beard stubble coming in.
Well, and it's like, I liked because in the comic, what they did is right after giving him the bandage, they gave him a pair of glasses with the one side, you know, with the one side being completely blacked out. And that would have been cool if he wore those glasses. And as you put it, David, like it would have been cool if he took those glasses off and gave the whole questionnaire, like how many walkers have you killed and stuff like that, you know, and you see that gaping, what used to be where his eye is.
Yeah, or have it heal over. Like, look at what they did with the governor. Just do that. Where he pulls it off occasionally, and occasionally you see him cleaning it. It's like, yeah, at least that's real. At least that's something that somebody who has an eye wound that's fresh would be doing, not practicing his hand-eye coordination with a tennis ball and, you know, tilting his head like this and using his left hand shittily to try to, you know, get his hand-eye coordination right. Like, he looked like I do when I get stuck in the corner of a video game, and I'm just like twirling in the corner. Like you can't figure out GoldenEye, how to get off your knees, and you're like, ah, fuck.
Yeah.
You know, like, and that I think it would have been cool if we'd even seen him training how to shoot with his left hand and fucking it up and then getting better, because that's what you see, I believe, in the comic. is after Rick loses his hand, there's like a cover where he's loading a shotgun on his stump, and it's one of my favorite covers I've ever seen, just because it looks so badass. He's popping shells out and reloading it on his fucking stump. And I'm like, yeah, because he's a fucking badass.
Mm-hmm.
All right? Like, he uses these things, like, and then he finds that the prosthesis, with the famous kind of like, welcome to Alexandria.
Yeah.
It's like, why not do this, you assholes? Why give it to Aaron?
Yeah.
And why give Carl's storyline to Henry? Just give it to the fucking person it belongs to.
Right?
And own it.
Well,
how hard is it?
Well, and if you think about it, I mean, if they would have kept Carl alive, that's one thing that would have invested me in season 9, especially with losing Rick, is I would have wanted to see how this would have affected Carl, because I think there would have been so much potential for them to do this compelling storyline with Carl, with him having to go through the aftermath of losing his father, and what is he going to do next? Is he going to take up the mantle of being a leader and stuff like that?
I wanted to see, like I said, if you do the time skip, recast him. Even if he was awesome, recast him.
Yeah.
An appropriate 6-year older looking person who looks close. Have fucking Jake Gyllenhaal turn around and he's missing a fucking eye like that. He's like, and then he has more of his dad's kind of way of talking. Like, it's not quite Rick Grimes. Like, Rick would be like, how many walkers have you killed? So he'd just be like, how many walkers have you killed? Like, something to where it's just a little bit like it. You know what I mean? But he looked like fucking Laurie the whole time. He's all thin and pathetic. And you could see, like, his sternum. Like, God, he just didn't look or act like Rick's kid at all. That's what bummed me out. It's like, he's not taken after him at all, except for saying, like, I'm a really good shot. It's like, who cares? And instead, folks, they decide to give a 44 Colt Python revolver to a 10-year-old child.
Yeah.
A gun, mind you, that if I held with my left hand or just my right hand, not both, either one by itself, the hammer would come back and hit me square in the forehead and kill me. Because the fucking action is so big, it would just like split my head wide open like a coconut. And she's able to fire it and not get
like 5 or 6
back.
shots from 200 yards away, and nothing happened to her. That's a Mary Sue right there. That's what cynical Lindsay and I were talking about. Like, fuck this little Mary Sue. That gun is so powerful, it will knock. And I mean, I've seen grown men that need to hold that type of gun, that Colt Python, with 2 hands, because the recoil, it's fucking strong. And you're having this little kid just with no muscle mass, anything, just shoot like 5 or 6. That's BS. No, I'm sorry. That's, and Lindsay and I, you and I were talking about this.
Exactly.
Like that was bullshit. That's a Mary Sue right there. I can't, and this is why I can't like this character, because the way they're writing her, just because she's the daughter of Shane. Let's be honest, she's the daughter of Shane, not Rick. And this show has had no problems writing strong female characters. They've done it with Carol. They did it with Maggie. Why are they're like circumventing around with, Judith. It's just, I don't know. It's fucking annoying.
Well, it's funny when David brought that up. I'm like, oh God, don't even get me started on Judith holding that Colt Python, managing to shoot those walkers in that one episode, and then in the mid-season premiere, she manages to shoot Negan knocking him off of his motorcycle. I'm like, what the ever?
That no. See, that's exactly. Look at that gun.
It weighs. This is a replica, right? So it's got a full barrel. But it's a replica just like it. Okay.
Yeah.
Weighs 3 pounds.
Yeah.
And here's how I can cock it with my right hand. because it's my actual shooting hand. If I try to even do this shit with my left, because I don't fucking jerk off with my left. So I mean, we're being honest here. I don't work it out. So here, if I try.
Yeah, it's difficult. You're right hand dominant.
But I'm a fully grown man. I weigh 215 fucking pounds. She's got to weigh 48 pounds. She can still get carried by Michonne up the stairs. And she's over there just going, "Hey, nigga, you need to cut it out." You're like,
hell, the moment when she put the gun in her holster, it should have pulled her in a little bit. And there's none of that. When she met Magna and company, like when she's like this, she puts her gun in her holster and she's like, "I'm Judith Grimes." Like that movement, it should have at least pulled her in a little bit forward. And it didn't. She was just stood all badass there. I'm like, that gun has weight.
How come not one person in this show that at least we've seen hasn't gone deaf?
Yeah, good point.
And I'm not saying it has to be that realistic. I get it. They fire too many guns for them to do it. But it's like, if a child, that would be a very good scene where a child is like this. It's got like a walker about to bite her on the face like Judith does. She has her little sword. She finally, the first time she's ever lifted this thing up, she's fighting for her life. Now we're explaining why she has the strength to do it. She's fighting for her life. And she goes like this. Bam! Like that. Fires, shoots a bullet through it. This comes back, hits her right in the face.
Yep.
Okay?
Yeah.
Bashes her face in and bruises this whole side. Okay? Yeah. And then it just goes into ringing. And she just is deaf on that side. You know what I mean? Like, just completely fucked up. It's like, that would be great because it's like, oh, why is she deaf? Oh, well, because she's an awesome badass and she actually fought off some walkers when she was 6 years old and made herself deaf. It's like, it would just, I don't know. Not everybody has to have like the worst injury ever, but these people need to have scars. These people need to look like they've worked a hard day's work in their life, not like a bunch of Abercrombie models going, "Has anybody seen Egret?" Like,
I hear you, dude. It's like after season 9 ended, I'm like, oh, thank God, it's all over with. But then I was just thinking, man, it's just really sad because I remember how even 3 years ago when season 6 was around the corner, I was super hyped. And now, well, of course, season 8 really killed it for me. It really killed any hype that I had for this show.
Yeah. Season 8, once you're aware of it, it's hard to ignore it. But when you're aware of plot armor, to the extreme where Rick can't shoot a gun within 10 feet of the guy, but then it comes to him and Michonne having to take out some walkers, and they put one cord between their cars, and they can mow down 10,000 of them like it's nothing. But Rick can't shoot one that's right in front of him.
Well, and not just that, but also that fight that he got into with Negan and Alexandria, where it's like he picked up fucking Lucille and tried to hit him with the wrong end of the bat. Like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, I would have liked to see some broken ribs there, or accidentally like trying to pull up the gun and it misfires or something like that, and ricochets and like catches Negan in the calf or something like that. Just something to where they weren't fine. They basically just had a busted lip and they were fine. But Rick had that really cool move where he hit him with like a fucking dish and like knocked his ass back on the ground, where he did this like vampire fall backwards. And I go, okay, this fight has me again. I'm interested. I want to see where it goes. And then immediately picks up the wrong end of the bat, hits him with this end of the sword. It's the first rule of swords, sticking with the pointy end.
Right.
It's like first rule of a fucking baseball bat, swing at stuff with it.
Yeah. And don't forget the
like it's
running
a
around the tree. Yeah. Don't forget the scene where they're running around a tree and there's like that was what? No.
Hey guys,
I laughed at that whole sequence. I was not like, oh my God, is this it for Rick? No, I was just like, this is hilarious. Like they're just chasing each other like little girls around a tree. And then the knife to the slash to the throat. he should have died.
Yeah.
Like that, they should have bled out. Like, and he still managed to talk, like give a speech. Like, God damn it! Like, no, dude.
It would have been
You're
cool if he had
choking in
split
your-
his vocal cords and he couldn't talk
Yeah.
anymore.
He just gargle like something.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, people can survive getting their throat slit or getting hung by the neck, but usually their vocal cords are like fucked for the
Yeah.
rest of their life. Like they have like a weird way of talking. Like you were doing that weird gargle sound. There was this guy I knew, not guy I knew. He was like one of the people who was like a dean of the school that I was at,
Mhm.
and his name was Guy. No joke. And that's why I said it that way. He's a guy that I knew, and he would go like this. Hey, David, it's good to talk to you, but I was talking to your parents, and it seems like you're gonna. I was like, I went up and asked somebody at like 15. I go, what the fuck is up with that guy's voice? Why does he sound like he was a smoker and he has one of those little talkie machines? Like, I don't smoke, kid.
Uncle Jimbo from South Park, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like, why does he sound like that? And they go,
Right.
and then they go, why don't you ask him? And they go, God, why don't you come on out here? And so he just goes, well, what happened was a baseball was hit a line drive and it hit me right in the larynx.
Wow.
And from that point on, I just talk like this. And I was like, that is both hilarious and tragic.
Yeah.
Because
Poor guy.
I was like,
Ouch.
yeah, it's whatever. I mean, who gives a fuck? I mean, it's not like he was a movie star before and now he has to settle for being the dean of a school. It's like, you know, and what's stupid is that he probably went like 20 years talking normally and then just played a stupid, you know, school team baseball game or something like that. Just took one of them throat. I'm just imagining this kid just getting dicked in the neck with a ball. But just and immediately talking like that.
Poor guy. That sucks.
God,
Get that.
It sucks, but I mean,
Yeah,
it
it
didn't inhibit
does.
this guy. He's got a wife and kids. It didn't bother him. They never knew him without it. So like they met him with it. They just thought he talked like that.
Yeah.
But see what I'm saying? It's like that's something that really happens to people. People in this world should die of cancer. They should die of herpes getting out of control.
Yeah.
You know, like a bad case.
Rosita would have been dead.
Yeah, exactly.
A long time ago.
Rosita should have had cancer of the AIDS of the eyes.
Fucking
you know,
HPV, some shit like that.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
Rosita, you got vagina cancer. I'm sorry, we're gonna have to put you down. Like something like that. Like fucking A. Like
Well,
the real disease.
The one thing I like is like I wish people would have really weird shit like Father Gabriel has, where it's like you sort of got the illness, but it was through some weird means, and you're not sure how bad you had it or if you had some kind of immunity to it, so it only made you lose your eye.
See,
You
and
know,
that,
fine, that's cool. I'm okay with that. Have people losing digits. How come there aren't people walking around going, "Hey, Greg, have you seen those logs that we moved? We moved the logs over there." And everyone's like, "Hey, what happened to you?" He's like, "Oh, this happened before. I tried petting an alligator." You know, like something. I don't know.
right.
I know people in real life who had that shit happen to them. I knew the guy who was like this. And I was like, "What happened to your fucking finger?" And he goes, "I was wrestling an alligator in Florida. And it bit my finger off." And I go, "And you're a chef?" And he goes, "Yeah." That was the end of that story. It was like, that's just how that shit that happens to people. You know, like
Yeah.
all these Abercrombie and Fitch people stepping out like they work at Trader Joe's. Like, "Oh, I'm unscathed. I found a pair of glasses that worked for me, even though I'm 17 years old." It's like, how?
Yeah.
How are people finding prescription lenses for themselves? Ugh.
I don't know, dude.
The writers, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
Crazy.
But
It's
you
almost
know
3
what?
o'clock, and I have to go, ladies and David.
Yeah,
So
I think I'm going
thanks
to
for
go ahead.
having me.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go on ahead and wrap this up in the next 5 minutes. So, do you guys have anything that you would like to shill or like share?
No, we're all just waiting for tomorrow. Not tomorrow, excuse me. Sunday's like episode, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sunday. Yeah.
They
Sunday's gonna be the
thanks for having me on. I know that I came in way late, but I was bored from work and needed to talk, so I appreciate you having me on.
You know,
No, man.
I wish
It's
I
nice
wish
meeting you.
wish
Nice
we
meeting you too.
early on. It's like we're
Yeah.
definitely going to have to do another type of live stream like this, where I was thinking, I was talking to Kattegat about this, and I would like to do some sort of live stream in relations to like the shows that we watch and stuff like that. So, that's
Cool.
just something to think about. But anyways, I just wanted to thank everyone in the chat that joined us, and Kattegat, Fandom, David. It was, and of course, Irate, who was previously here. It was a pleasure having you guys on my show. So, yeah, I don't really have anything in the works as of right now. So, but I will certainly keep people up to date in terms of what I have lined up on YouTube. But definitely next Friday, we're probably going to do an episode talking about episode 3. So look to that. So, and until then, it's like, thank you everyone for joining us, and I hope you all have a good night.
Have a good night, guys.
Have a good one, everybody.
Night.